Trevor Stewart is joining us, long anticipated, long awaited. We've been wanting to do this for ages.
It is a full-on art form. Everybody rides a motorcycle differently. It looks so beautiful. Like, that just, dude, that could bring me to tears watching some people ride a motorcycle. Bought a $5,000 jacket on her credit card.
So that's a $5,000 jacket.
Yeah, man. And that's literally what started it all. I got a phone call the next day from Virgil, and it was like, we need to shoot. This is the coolest shit I've seen all year. Just the sport is so crippled by like that nobody wants to talk about. I used to be one of those people that was just like, that could never be me. Until literally I blinked and I was there. I have it written down, like, my ashes get dropped on the top of Mount St. Helens. That's where my body's going.
But before we get into this podcast, we have some breaking news. Manscaped now offers beard products and they are available in your country. It's time to tame your mane, so say goodbye to all your stubble trouble with Manscaped's new Beard Hedger Pro kit. They have created 4 dermatologist-tested formulations for your post-trim care. First, there is the beard shampoo and conditioner, the beard balm that shapes, styles, moisturizes, and tames for a sculpted look. First off, this cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard, so no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. The Beard Pro Kit also comes with 3 free gifts, a beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is always ready to impress. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code GYPSYGANG at manscaped.com. Manscaped Beard Hedger. 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths.
I met a gypsy.
Oh, let's get into it.
Let's get it.
Trevor Stewart is joining us, long anticipated, long awaited. We've been wanting to do this for ages, and I think it's just the timing. Like, some people get pissed.
Yeah.
If it just doesn't happen when we first talk about it, which I find strange because there's schedules and there's very hard to line things up. But I find that things happen at the right time. Fucking feels like the right time, brother.
It sure does, man. Yeah. What's going on, bro? How are we?
I'm doing good. Life's good.
Man.
It's been a gnarly year. Dude, when this comes out, we're going to have a new president.
I know, dude.
Is it going to be a male or a female president? Would you put your money on right now?
I would. Okay, I have a crazy, like, I've got a crazy prediction from a buddy of mine that I was talking to.
Yeah.
Same guy. He said, and I was completely in agreement on the fact of, like, you know, it's a male that's going to win this election, but people are already putting money on the fact that he's getting popped like 2 months into his, like. Really? Yeah. Like, he's smoked. Is like what like people are saying and putting money on.
No way.
Yeah. And
Vegas
I was like,
money on.
It's crazy, dude.
Well, it's funny. Like, obviously, quite invested in the election. I can't actually vote, but in terms of being involved, like, dude, we're here. Like, it actually matters to us. There's been a few podcasts where I've been like kind of not speaking out, but like definitely speaking my mind on it. And I've been getting people fucking stick to moto, It's like, hey, bro, I live here.
Yeah.
Like, this is
my
actually important. Like, I might not be able to vote, but like all of this does affect me.
Yeah, it does. I mean, when you go and fill up your car on a Tuesday afternoon and it's $5.50, you know what I mean? I mean, dude, I drive the Sprinter van, you know, it's a diesel, and I spend probably $130 every other day, damn near. With all the shit. Dude, I'm always
riding, bro.
And then after riding, I'm out to go do, I have to go do a shoot or whatever, and then that shoot turns into me driving from San Bernardino to LA, and then they're like, no, the shoot's up in Palmdale. So I'm like, okay, well, me, I guess. You know, it's like, all right. So, dude, I mean, whether you like it or not, too, like the world that we live in now, people used to hide, what they were, if they were, Republican or Democrat or far whichever way.
Yeah.
And now it's like people wear that shit on their sleeves now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those things to where, I don't know. I think obviously the internet has a lot to do with it. You have information right at your palm about whatever.
Well, I think too that information gets like really thrown at you, and that's been the craziest thing for me with this election. So I was watching I was watching this YouTuber, Johnny Harris. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. You heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, so he does this thing, and I always liked his content. He's definitely like very biased in the way that he goes about shit.
Right.
But so he makes this like, who is Donald Trump?
Right.
Video. I don't know if you saw it on YouTube.
I haven't seen that one.
Okay. So he literally like goes, he's like, I just want to know like more about these people, who these people are, right?
Right.
And so this dude gets fucking millions and millions of views, right?
Right.
So he does this like whole backstory on who Trump is, just pointing out every scandal, every
flaw.
Literally doesn't, this is a week before the election that this video drops, right? Literally doesn't mention that Trump was the president.
Right.
First.
The only thing that actually...
He actually has already been the president.
Right.
And also doesn't mention that he got fucking shot in the head. Yeah. So, like, that's how crazy the world, the media, or, you know, like the narrative around all this shit is that you can make a fucking whole piece that's supposed to, like, educate voters on a candidate and not even mention that he got like, 2 months ago, he gets shot in the fucking head.
Right.
Or that he actually was the president. And this whole narrative about, like, oh, the fascist and democracy. It's like, bro, he was the fucking president before. Like, are we just going to ignore the fact that this guy's already run the country?
Right. It's nuts, dude. And it's just like, you know, people want to cover up the, you know, it just makes no sense to me because it's like, you know, don't you want... whatever way you're swinging too, it's just like don't you want to know? Don't you want to actually know? Yeah, and dude, I mean, the dude literally got shot.
Yes, in the fucking head.
The gnarliest thing too is that, like, you know, we all kind of sound like crazy conspiracy theorists now, but it's all shit that's happened.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, dude, like Donald Trump got shot. It's like, no, that's a real thing now.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's like we're not like. The crazy part is like we're not far off from waking up and like him getting smoked, and then there's, you know, 300 people dead in Iowa. Dude, people look at him, which is nuts to think about. They look at him like he's the, you know, the second coming of Jesus Christ, and, you know, like some real like right-sided people.
Yeah.
And so if there was anything to ever happen to him, it's not good. You know what I mean? Like 2025 could be a civil war.
Yeah. Well, I was in Australia when he got shot. And I just like opened Instagram and it was obviously everywhere.
Right.
And the first thing I thought was like, thank fucking God that dude missed. Could you like what world are we living in right now if that bullet was like an inch to the right?
Kamala Harris is coming to your house and like taking your kitchen knives away or some shit.
Well,
you know,
that's the other crazy part in all this as well, is that like the rhetoric around like threat to democracy. It's like no one voted for Kamala Harris. No one voted for her to be running for the president right now. They literally just yanked fucking Biden.
Fell on their lap.
And we're just like, oh yeah, she's the candidate. So it's like, what democracy is involved in that?
There is none, dude. It's all, you know, that's the craziest part too, is that 2 weeks before that, they were saying how fit Joe Biden was to run, you know, and then all of a sudden you woke up and it was like, no, he's out, but she's in. Like, we're talking about the lady that put 1,500 people in jail for marijuana crimes and made them stay in their sentence. You know, like, dude, this shit's so
not
bad.
even that. Like, I mean, that obviously there is that too, but it's like the fact that this was the thing that just pissed me off was that I was an idiot for thinking that Joe Biden was not fit to be the president.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't, if I was the manager of an In-N-Out, he couldn't get a job there.
No, dude. I mean,
there's no way that you would hire that guy to flip burgers at In-N-Out.
Dude, he doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground.
And you know? I'm the asshole.
Right.
For just like, with my own two eyes, no bias, no fucking, just like, hey man, I don't know I don't know that dude can do the job we're asking him to do. Right. And like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't make him a bad person.
No.
I'm going to be 82 one day.
Right.
I'm probably not going to be able to walk upstairs. Please don't ask me to run a country when I'm in that fucking condition. This is nothing against this guy.
At all. Dude, you have to, I mean, it doesn't matter which way you're voting or who you are. Like, you gotta feel bad for that guy, dude. I mean,
that was pretty strange.
Yeah, it's a full puppet show, dude. I mean, that's all this shit is, anyways. You know, I mean, you think we actually are gonna know what's actually? No, dude.
Well, that was the thing that became like insanely obvious to me. And again, I can't vote. I'm not gonna vote. I can't pick a side.
Right.
But it's like, that's what become real obvious to me is like, okay, this dude, if I was a manager of In-N-Out, I couldn't trust that guy to work the cash register.
No, dude.
So he's not running the country, which means someone else is.
Someone else is.
That's scary.
That's really scary.
That is scary.
That just all that tells you is that
there's other shit going on.
You're not getting the real information. Nobody is, you know.
So yeah, it's fucking been weird.
It has.
This is going to come out when there's going to be a new president.
I know.
Very interested to see where the world goes.
Me too, dude. Hope it's just I've learned to not think too much about it, even though it actually does affect us.
Everywhere though, right now.
Yeah, I mean it's the world we live in now, man. I mean it's crazy to think about how everything affects all of us.
Everything else.
Everything, you know. And I blame a lot of it on the internet and just having all this information at, you know, the palm of your hand, and the misconception that like people's beliefs and doesn't matter. It's like, no, everybody's thoughts matter a lot, you know. It's just like, and we live in a time where like, well, maybe they matter a little bit too much to some people, because you get smoked. Every time I go on Twitter, I'm like seeing people that are saying shit that they shouldn't, and then I'm seeing somebody blown up and shit, you know. It's like that shit's gnarly. Like if you go on Twitter and shit, we're so what's the word? But you know, I don't know. It's just dehumanized, really. Like you just can go on there and just
watch 100%
anything, you know. And it's just like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have seen that.
But Glen Helen will be there next week, no matter who's in office,
and nobody can fucking take that from me.
Thank God, Glen Helen will still be there at the end of all of this.
I mean, that's the beauty in all this, man. You know, because life is hard. Life is really hard. For some people, it's easier, you know, easier said than done, easier for others than
some others,
But like, I really can't tell you how much I appreciate having outlets in life, you know? I mean, that's, I wouldn't be where I'm at without obviously my outlets that I have. So
100%, bro.
You know, and so it's like, it's the same that goes for you too. I'm sure that you were somebody that just liked to get to the bottom of shit or something, you know, like I could just sense that in who you are. Like, just like my intuition tells me that you were like a kid in high school that just had to know. Yeah. Look at you now. And that's the beauty in all this shit, man. And that's what is so cool too, because you and I could be complete strangers, but we got one really sick thing in common.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's the outlet thing. Like, it's so fucking true. Yeah. You know, like, I mean, everyone that listens to this, obviously, like, I feel like everyone that listens to this shares kind of something
100%.
We all have like that thing
100%.
in common, but man, that's the thing that you need to have is like a productive outlet. Yeah. Because like you said, life is crazy fucking hard. Yeah. And I think this is like one thing that people maybe forget, right? And this is where like victim mentality is the wrong mentality. Mm-hmm. Because it's all relative. The worst thing that's ever happened to a person is the worst thing that's ever happened to that person. Right. And that sets their scale, right?
That sets the bar.
if one of your parents has died. I know plenty of people that lost their parents young or lost one of their parents young, right? Worst thing that's ever happened to that person. Yeah. I've never had that happen, right?
Yeah,
there's some other equivalent worse thing. So like, you're just setting your own scale. Yeah. And if you get into a place in life where you're like measuring your scale against other people, that's what starts to fuck shit up.
100%.
Because whether I lost a parent or not, literally the worst thing that's ever happened to me is the worst thing. That's my scale for as bad as it gets. And that's what I know. Right. And if you lose sight of that's when shit gets fucked up.
Absolutely. And it's super easy to lose yourself in all of this too. And, you know, my best friend always says it, especially since just, you know, when shit gets gnarly or whatever, like, I don't know, he always just looks at me and just like, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So just take that with what you will and get on with your day, you know? And so, yeah, man, just, I don't know. But like you said, Mount St. Helens will always be there.
I know. Are you going to the World Vet practice tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you racing World Vets?
On a Stark, baby.
Oh, you're doing it on a Stark, dude. I love that.
Yeah, man. I feel bad for them.
I was actually the fastest World Vet e-bike rider last year.
No shit.
That's the only thing I won. I was the only one.
That's sick.
So I fucking won that shit,
sick, dude.
I pulled the whole shot in my first race.
Dude, okay.
Set that bitch to 70 horsepower and just fucking let it eat.
I was going to say, I hit up Ryan Ritter. He's obviously, you know, North America's Stark extravaganza. I was like, how do I start on this thing? You know, I was like, I have no idea. I'm
Put the whole shot button deep.
Yeah. Oh, it's deep. It's dude. Me and my dad, my brother were setting it. I live on a busy street, but it's kind of like a horse town a little bit, you know. So there's bridle trails right next to it. Yeah. And me and my dad, my brother spent like 30 minutes out there just doing starts. I'm like, I couldn't get the back wheel to stay straight. Nah,
it's crazy, dude. Yeah, I only ripped one good start. It was the first one. And everyone was at the start. Like, Kiefer was there, Bereman was there, Steve, and everyone's there. Like, you better whole shot this, motherfucker. And I pulled up in the gate. McGrath was the race before us. And so I pulled into McGrath's gate, like right behind the king, you know.
Of course.
And fucking ripped that shit. Did we have that video anywhere, Rones?
Please, dude, I gotta see that. I need to get.
I've got it on my. Fuck! I was sure I had it on my phone. Anyway.
Yeah, dude, I gotta fucking learn quick because practice is tomorrow.
Yeah. It was really good though. But are you running a sand tire, paddle tire?
I don't know.
You got to, bro.
Yeah, I think. Well, we're getting rain on Saturday.
Really? No
so
shit.
Sunday might be a like actual mutter. I think we're getting like 40% chance or something.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of, did you know? I learned this like a month ago. When they say 40% chance, you know it's not like the odds. It's like 40% of the area is gonna get rain.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was just like odds, bro. Like just like Vegas odds. Like.
So it made most sense to me.
No shit.
That also could be. I'm 99% that's true.
Could also be wrong.
Yeah,
but that's fine.
I do that shit all the time, dude. I do it when like someone will like tell me something and I'll like die on the hill of it, and then someone will be like, "That's not true." And I'm like, "Fuck."
Let's fucking. Rones has got to. He's gonna unearth this.
Please,
fucking video.
Dude.
Yes, the scoop tire up the hills. I basically would just wait. Like I'd catch dudes.
Yeah.
And again, I'm in the fucking B class of the 35 plus. So like we're doing a different thing. and I acknowledge that. But I would basically they had the two fucking hills, and I would just follow people, stay out of the roost, and as soon as up the hill, just and I would fucking climb that shit past 5 dudes every time.
Right.
And every lap, I'd just wait to do that same shit.
Yeah.
And the guys that were behind me would come in after the race, being like, "Bro, I have never, ever seen roosts like that." Dude, and it was every time I was on the track.
It's insane how fast that bike goes up Shoey in Mount St. Helens.
Dude, you there on that bike would be fucking absurd. You're my Glen Helen goat, by the way. That's why I wore this shirt for you, mate.
Yeah,
I literally wore this just
for you. Is that Dirt Studios?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never met that guy, but shout out
Donnie's
to him.
G, yeah.
He seems hard.
He is hard.
Just like, everything that I do, man, just doing something different in the sport. Obviously, I love clothes. That's why. Here we are.
Wait. Oh, bang.
Dude, look at that.
Look at this thing. Look at this,
dude. The rollover.
Look at it, and then I had the engine braking on like 70, and as soon as I rolled off the throttle, it just fucking stopped. I learnt my lesson there. Watch this
crazy start. You look like Hunter Lawrence, dude.
Oh, that shit was so fun. I don't think I've got one other whole shot in my life. I can't actually claim that as a whole shot because I came out in like 3rd. But
I was it's funny too. Is like I haven't really learned. I've been so busy as of like lately that I'm trying to get as much time in on a Stark as I possibly can because I'm racing for them next year as well.
Sick.
Yeah. So.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. What races are you gonna do?
So, arena cross.
No.
Yeah, I'm doing arena cross.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I mean, I've never ridden a supercross track in my life.
You'll be fine.
Honestly, I'm not even worried, dude. Because
you'll be fine.
I like it in the most like least dickheadish way possible. I go so extremely fast on that bike. It's so stupid and feels so comfortable that I know I could ride that
whatever.
Bike. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like succeed.
Yeah.
So, and that's the whole thing, man. It's just like I feel like I got a second chance at life, and I'm not fucking that up.
Yeah.
Just like, and that's that, and that's what puts me to bed at night. It's what wakes me up in the morning.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, everybody over there, I feel like we all
they're
fit.
all good people, man.
It's crazy, man.
Really, really, really good people.
Yeah, and when you've gotten the runaround in this sport, you know, you could tell who's who, right?
Yeah,
and I have just nothing but the utmost respect for what they've done and what they want to do, and that the fact that they, you know, see me for what I am and what I do, and would rather take that as an opportunity rather than like most even combustion bike companies
would see it as like a liability.
Look at me and turn the other way, you know. So, and I understand all of it. I get it, you know. What I do is not for everybody, but it's for Stark, you know, and that's why. Yeah, man, I plan on winning a lot of races on that bike.
That's sick.
Yeah, I'm
excited, I didn't know that. I knew you were riding it a bunch, but I didn't know that you were doing it next year with them.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully everything all turns out well, you know. I mean, we got, obviously, World Vets this weekend, and then 2 weeks after that's first round of Arena Cross.
Sick.
Yeah, so I think my bike just got here from Barcelona, my Arena Cross bike.
Yeah.
I'm going to go break that in, and that'll just go on a truck to all the races.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
Have you met Anton yet?
I have not. I have not met Anton. I've only heard really good things about him, though.
Man.
Yeah. It's just crazy. Like, especially, like, I don't know, man. You know, everything I do outside of racing a dirt bike, like, I just will be around a lot of young...
Yeah, people that are getting after it.
Yeah, man. And he just seems like every guy that I've, you know, he seems like one of those guys that, like, when he talks, you probably ought to listen.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, he's turned into a really good friend of mine over the last probably 3 years. Like, since they first kind of announced the whole thing, and Morgan as well.
Yeah.
And Ben, like, they got some really, like, the high level people in the company are just fucking good people.
The execs, like, they're hard. And that's, I mean, dude, the world we live in now, it's just like, respectfully, like, it's, all this shit's still ran by old heads somehow that, like, are not, dude, if you want to know what's going to happen or, like, who's going to win in life, like, dude, go see what the kids are doing. Go see what the kids are up to. Like, they are the ones that run this shit, dude. And the sooner you realize that, the better off you're going to be. You know, and so especially like, you know, in my, you know, outside of racing, like I have 43, which is a production agency / like, you know, dirt bikes, clothes, just, you know, we kind of funnel all of our work
creative
outside.
Endeavors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, man, like we have so many kids that just like come to us and that are just genuine fans.
Yeah.
And we put them to work. You know, we have kids that edit for us, and then like even my filmer Dane Hardy.
Yeah.
Dane's like, he sick kid. It was like when I met him, he was like 19, was just a fan of what we did, you know, and then it was like, well, hop in the Jans for it, let's go, you know, like hop in the backpack. And with like all of us together, like what we've been able to like create and just do, and you know, like, dude, I get kids that come up to me asking me like about, you know, not even kids at the dirt bike track. Like I went to one of my two best friends, like really close friends. They just dropped an album. I went to their like release party, and I had like 5 kids come up to me that are just like, dude, I just want to say like what your videos. It's just like, it's crazy, you know. Like I never would have thought, you know, outside of racing a motorcycle, you know, you'd be in East LA and there'd be kids that are like a fan of what you do, you know? So it's just, and a fan of what Dane does and what my best friend Brandon does. It's just like, it's cool, man, you know, cause you start all this shit cause you love something, and like what we were talking about, you know, just don't make it hard. Be good at 2 things, fucking put them together and go that way.
Well, yeah. And we were talking about before when we got some coffee, but it's like everyone, like it's very, very hard. There's like ways to succeed, right? So you can be Jet Lawrence.
Yeah.
You can be the best, the top 1% in one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That means out of 7-8 billion people, you found a way to get to the very top of the mountain.
Right.
Extremely hard to do.
Very.
You've got a 1 in 7 billion chance of fucking doing that, right? But there's another way to go about it, and it's, I think, the easier way to be successful in a sense, but it's to have two things and then mesh them together.
Yeah.
And then that little circle there is like, that's where you can also like craft a pathway to success, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like I have a way of doing that.
Absolutely.
You have a way, you have dirt bikes, which you're insanely good at. And then you have the fashion side of things, which obviously like you're insanely good at because it's obviously you've got to look a certain way, but there's passion and understanding and like creativity that comes into it. So you can either be the top 1% of the 1%, or you can get to like the top 20th percentile in two things, mix them together. And that's where not only can you have success, but you can also be like extremely unique in that way, you know?
For sure.
That is very hard to do in other ways.
Yeah. And you know, like there was no script on this shit.
No, dude, not for you. You've like, walked a very unique path.
Yeah, like I mean, I never felt like a very like hollowed out version of myself when I started racing, off-road, West Coast off-road, Grand Prix style racing. And like, I just knew that I had more to offer to life and I wanted more.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Yeah. You know, and like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to, be better than everybody at something, you know?
Yeah.
I was the youngest of two older brothers that both raced and were really good too. And like, competition was in our blood.
That's why you're so fast.
Yeah.
Because you had two older brothers that...
I had two older brothers.
Were just sunning you every day.
Yeah, literally, you know, and like it was, beat or get beaten, and so it was, just a very competitive childhood on top of, just being raised how we were. I went to public school my whole life, and I didn't...
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was born in Upland, which is just the town to the west. Just born and raised there.
Was your dad into bikes at all?
Yeah. So my dad, he was like an endurance racer too. Like we religiously would do like the 6, the 12, the 24 hour.
Yeah.
Like the first time I did that, I think I was 10. It's the first time I did the 24 hour.
Yeah.
Me and like Ryan Surratt. That's when me and Ryan met. My brother, and like, dude, that shit was just so gnarly, but it was so fun, man.
That's a sick way to grow up.
Yeah, dude, we got our little kids team right here, and then my dad and his buddies, and dude, we took that shit so serious for no reason, but that's who we are, right? Like that's what we all have in our bones. And yeah, man, just I don't know. It's just what it's turned into as of like the past couple of years is dude, just gratitude, man, and learning to love labor, because which way you do it, it's like it's hard work. Right?
Did you expect that life was going to be a bit easier than what it was?
Yeah.
Me too, dude.
Fucking A, dude. Yeah. Oh my God.
Fuck, I'll preach that shit to anyone that'll listen these days.
Dude, same. Like when I talk to like kids and shit, I'm just like, no, man, like just enjoy this shit. Like I was at In-N-Out like 2 days ago, and I walked in, and there was a super big line because it was like a Friday night football and like the high school kids. And anyways, like ever since I've been riding the Stark, there's a lot of kids that ride Surons around my area. And they all know where Trevor lives. And so they all, and so all the kids will like 10 of these, they're not 10, but like probably 5 kids come running up to me, and they're like, dude, like Trevor. I'm like, yo, what up? Like just like, first of all, it's just funny to like think that you could do shit in life that like kids
will resonate with.
Yeah. Cause like, I'm not that dude. I will talk, I think it's crazy how some people in our sport act towards like kids that are like genuine fans of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I will take all the time in the world. I will miss a start to a fucking race to talk to a kid. That shit is way more important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The youth is our future, you know, and so it's just like, you know, but yeah, I mean, that's a whole other topic, these people in our sport. But so, you know, it's just funny though, because I'm just talking to these kids, man, and like they're like, I asked them, like, what are you guys doing? You know, oh, a football game, stupid. I'm like, dude, oh man, enjoy this shit, because it just gets harder every year, every month, every day. It just gets harder, kid. You know, it's just funny because I'm sure you were told the same thing and you never really believe it until you're in the middle of the shit, just like, oh my fucking God.
I say it all the time on here, but like when I was in my teens and 20s, you just feel like the problem that you're about to solve is the last problem you'll ever have to solve. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, nah, bro. Like
just the start.
The shit just gets re-racked tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, like every fucking day.
Oh, 100%. I deal with the same shit every day too.
And you just gotta learn to walk through just humility.
Yeah.
Just fucking be grateful for what you got.
Yeah, man.
Charge on. I get to solve these problems. I don't have to solve these problems. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I've found a lot of that in my life as of recently, you know, just like yeah, just really it's just a lot of gratitude that what are the odds that we're even doing this shit? We got the chance to ride a motorcycle and you know, be a part of something much greater than all of us, you know? I mean, that's the shit that I think about, you know? Like, what are the odds of us even being here? And like, you really have all the tools in the world. Everybody does, you know?
Yeah, if you have a phone that has Spotify,
dude,
or YouTube, and you can listen to this, like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You won, bro.
Yeah.
You won.
You got all the tools.
You crushed it.
You crushed it, dude. You might as well fucking give up. Now it's over. Like, life's hit an all-time peak.
Yeah, you're fucking living.
You know, and it's just, I mean, it's just crazy though. I think, you know, I think about that a lot. I think about like just what kids can do now, and like, you know, even say like the music world, for example. I work in the music world, not really, but just a lot of my friends.
Yeah, you're like kind of in that world.
Yeah, you know, and just
because music and fashion are pretty tied together.
Yeah, you know, and so it's just it's crazy, like, you know, what kids can do with an iPhone and a set of Apple headphones.
Yeah.
Like there's like songs that have 1 billion streams on Spotify that come from an iPhone, an app, and plug in Apple headphones.
Bro, how about Fred again?
Yeah, dude. It's nuts.
Like he literally just rode around the train with a laptop during COVID to make actual life too. He if anyone hasn't heard of Fred again, just type in YouTube Boiler Room Fred again.
Yeah, it's the craziest shit.
Fucking just let go.
Yeah, he literally.
But he just blew up to, bro. You know when he did that LA show, the Coliseum show. Did you go to that at all?
I didn't, but
dude, it was
nuts,
insane. And you know what? He fucking put out a tweet or an Instagram post on the Friday before it.
Really?
Being like, hey, gonna do a show at the Coliseum on the next Friday.
Right.
So a week.
Right.
And he fucking sold out the LA Coliseum in a week. And all of the songs that made him famous he was in London during COVID.
Right.
And he would ride around on the train recording sounds, just like recording conversations, just getting inspiration. As soon as his laptop went flat, he would go to a cafe. He would charge his laptop up to 100, keep editing, and then he'd go back on the fucking train. And he fully made like it might be one of the best albums that I've ever listened to.
100%.
And it was exactly what you're saying. iPhone, Apple headphones, and just fully crushed.
Yeah, in the heart to do this shit. When you see, like, dude, that's the whole thing, right? It's like you see it and you just like, you know, you have to have that. You got to have, oh yeah, there it is.
Look, well, go to that.
Fred again on the train.
Dude.
You have to have that like intuition as a human being, you know?
Look at him cook, bro.
That shit's so hard, dude. Yeah, like I started producing over COVID too. Like
shit.
Yeah, I downloaded FL, like, and shit's so fun, dude. It's so fun to make music.
Well, he's doing that for, I think, like what you were getting at just then is like doing it fully for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And just like really getting involved in the process for the process's sake.
Yeah.
And if it blows up, it blows up.
Yeah.
If it doesn't,
If
it doesn't.
not,
like
you're still happy.
you're living. Like
Yeah.
you're doing what you want to do.
Yeah, dude. And that's what's so cool now is that like it's not just music. Like I said, the youth, man, they run this shit and they have all of it. You know, anybody can do this shit now. Anybody, you don't need to go rent out a recording studio and make me, dude, you can do it in the comfort of your own house on a laptop with a pair of headphones, and you can be better than anybody else. Like, the good part about that is that, like, there's no excuses anymore for none of that shit, you know?
No.
Like, dude, me and my best friend, we've got, like, probably 10, 15 songs together that we made and shit, you know? It's so fun to do. And, like, we literally just did it off the back of, like, hearing something and be like, I could do some shit way better than that, you know? It's just that competitive bone in you, you know? And, like, yeah, I mean, my best friend, Brandon Dalton, he literally was just, like, wanted to hear beats and, like, rap beats that he thought were better than other people. So he said, fuck it, I'm gonna just start making my own. And he has, like, placements on albums now. Like, he's got Sheck West. He's got a placement with 2 songs with Sheck West. He's got a song called Suicidal by Ken Carson, which is, like, Ken's, like, a fucking rock star now. Like, the whole Opium label, those dudes own that I mean, they just own the rap space, really. They're the only ones doing anything that's, like, actually, like, progressive. It's just, yeah, dude, it's so cool, man. I just like, I get to be a fucking student to all this shit, you know, and like truly enjoy it and like just be around. The best part about my life and what I've tried to do and really tried to hone in on is surrounding myself with people that are, you know, one, obviously just really good people, but
just getting it.
Yeah, and you get to secretly be their biggest fans, and they can be your best friends, you know? And it's just off of genuinely believing in what they do and their craft and loving them as a person rather than like, you know, I mean, dude, I can't tell you how many people are, you know, what can this guy do for me?
Yeah,
and how can I swindle that person out of, you know, whatever, and then fucking dip, you know? And so, yeah, just really try hard to like surround yourself with people that are just fucking cool.
And there's something really special about not putting a ceiling on people. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. That's my biggest red flag in life.
Yeah.
If I get the fucking vibe that I'm around somebody that wants to put a ceiling on me,
thinks you're capped out,
or only wants me to get to a certain level in life, see you, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm fucking out
100%.
because I don't do that to any of my friends.
No, man.
You know, there's such a, and it's toxic, and like you can see it if you look for it. You can see it in people.
Oh, 100%.
And it's like, man, there's something very genuinely fulfilling about like really wanting success for people.
Yeah.
And there's a thing in Buddhist meditation, and it's called metta, and it's like loving kindness meditation. And this is like different to that, but this is, I guess, would be my version of that. So in these loving kindness meditations, you're basically like, you're just sitting for 10, 20, however long you're doing your meditation, and you're just like thinking to a person, I wish you well. I wish you love. I wish you the best. I wish you have. And that's like your whole mantra, right? And so there's this whole process. Like, dude, these fucking people, like Buddhists, will literally do this shit for like years.
Right.
And they'll start with like a loved one, because it's obviously like very easy to like wish love and happiness and kindness on people that you love, right?
Right.
And then you do it for a complete stranger. And then you'll do it for your enemies or like people that you don't like or don't like you.
Right.
So there is this process. And I think we're not doing that in our daily life. Like most people aren't doing that in our daily life, right? Unless it's like very intentional. But I think it's so fucking easy to just really not put ceilings on people that you know and friends, and just like genuinely in your daily life express to people that like, I want you to do well, bro.
Yeah,
like,
man.
fuck, I want you to do well. I hope you get whatever it is you're chasing. There's like that zero-sum mindset of I won't be able to get this if you get this, because then that takes away from me. That's just not how the fucking world works.
Right.
It's a big world. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of success. There's a lot out there.
Anywhere.
And if you just start wishing that shit for people, that's such a fucking therapeutic thing to do.
Yeah.
And I think like you kind of naturally do that for people, you know?
Yeah, I that's a really nice thing to say. I appreciate that. You know, I think that you never really truly know how much you could be helping somebody by not placing a ceiling on them.
Yeah.
I mean, lack of self-belief is like the number one killer of anything.
Dude, silent killer.
Yeah, you know.
Silent killer.
When you really show somebody, and it's not hard to do, dude.
No.
And guess what? It's also fucking free.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like
Crazy free.
Crazy free to be a good person. Which is funny because it's like it seems like it's like harder to come by nowadays, or you know, I don't know. We live in such a fucked off world right now, dude. We could obviously get into it, but I mean, you never truly know what you're doing for somebody until like you actually truly like just want the best for them and want them to succeed in whatever they do.
Yeah.
You know, and just people having anything. If you want to watch birds, go fucking watch birds. And I'm going to support that, man.
You know who's like one of the best examples of this that I can think of that I talk about a bunch is fucking Bereman. So
Dude,
I remember when I first
best,
met
bro.
Bereman, I was like, I think he was 19. I was probably like 22 or something like that. And I remember I spent like the first year where I was like, he's just friends with everyone likes him.
Dude.
And I didn't, not that I didn't get it.
Right.
But I didn't know why. It was like I was an outside looking in. I'm like, everyone just fucking loves this dude.
Fucking guy, dude. Yeah.
And then you fully get to know him. He's like the epitome of that.
Dude.
Of just like fully wants everyone to crush at their life. And you know what? His life has crushed.
Yeah.
He's crushed it
Just
in
how
his
shit
fight.
works.
And
Dude.
I think it's like as a flow-on effect of like the way that he treats other people.
100%. And that's such a good. First of all, Tyler's probably the best example you could ever bring
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
you know?
He's the person I always think about.
Always. Because, I mean, dude, it doesn't matter how he's doing or how he's feeling or whatever. Like
What he's going through, which is generally a fucking lot.
Yeah, literally. Just like 2 blown out knees. And he's like, no, it's all good, dude. You know, like, it's like, no, it's not. But you saying that makes me feel better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but no, dude, Tyler is just like, probably one of the most like loyal, down to earth human beings that I've ever met. And like, dude, before I knew him, I thought he was a cocksucker.
Really?
I'm a kid and I'm just like looking at him. And
Yeah, you would have been a bit younger than him.
Yeah.
Mate.
And I'm like looking at what him and Darren were doing, like, you know, when they were doing like East Coast is Toast, which was like the hardest shit ever back then.
Yeah.
And I was just like, no, that guy seems like a prick, you know, like how would I know? Also, you know, I'm also a child at the time. I'm probably like 15, 16 years old.
Well, and probably just like young and wanting what he had. Because he was just doing everything
hardest.
on his own.
Yeah,
like
he was
the way that
so
he wanted
cool.
to do it.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know how to whip a dirt bike yet. You know, I was just like, this guy's so much cooler than me, you know? And it's so funny because I remember after, you know, me and him became really good friends, I'd like tell him that. I'm like, dude, you used to seem like the biggest prick, you know? And he's just like, we laugh about it, but I can't, dude, I can't explain how that dude somehow finds a way to come up to me right before a race is about to start and just like give me the biggest hug and grab me by the helmet and go like, you're a fucking animal, you know? Like he's just like, he's just that guy. And then, you know, you go and you win the race and then he's the first dude you see after the finish line, after the checkered flag. He's right there. And he's so genuinely excited and just happy to be there.
And that's why from the outside, it just looks like he has everything.
Yeah.
You know, because he literally gives everything to people.
And
it's the craziest thing. He's the best example of when you're so good to everybody.
Yeah.
What you get back in return, you know?
100%. I remember too, like I remember before Red Bull and shit, like I had heard stories about like him begging to be on Monster, and they're basically telling him like, fuck off. And like, just to see how life works, and just to see him never stop. And you know, I mean, dude,
I think it was pretty hard for him to even get the Red Bull thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, like it was I don't even think it was easy for him to get on that.
Right.
And then do you remember the first thing he did with that Red Bull helmet?
Was that when he
The Farm Jam.
Oh yeah.
Remember he did like that 150-foot turn up that just got like millions and
that was in like New
Zealand
or something.
That is.
Please show me that,
bro.
I've watched this shit so many times.
This was like the first. I wonder how many views this has on Facebook now.
Oh,
go scroll down. I want to
probably so many. 3.8 million.
3.8 million views.
Yeah.
And this was literally like the first clip that he gets,
dude. The slow-mo
on fucking Red Bull, and it's just like, bro,
like literally, dude. Look at him, just looking
that
right at the
is
camera.
Fucking psycho.
No, that's the coolest shit about Tyler too. Is like I said, man, you
That's
get to be
crazy.
friends with these people, and you get to be their biggest fan.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part about life. That's the coolest part about being here and doing the shit that we all do, man. Like, it's so important. What everybody does is so important, you know? Just like whether it's you're the garbage man and you're getting up at 4 a.m. and that's what you do, all this shit's important. And everybody's got a role in life, you know?
Dude, that's so true.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a simple statement to make, but so consequential. And if you can think about that every day, like I ate eggs this morning. I had nothing to fucking do with them.
Right.
My wife went and bought them from Sprouts. And then we had avocados. You know what I mean? Like,
man.
Every single thing that you touch in your life was touched by another person.
Yeah.
And without that person playing the role that they played,
no eggs for Jace.
No eggs.
You know?
No, but it's like, and it sounds like glib and silly.
Right.
But it's not.
And
it's actually an important thing to think about. Like, if you can have that perspective.
Yeah.
And it's crazy you have it as young as you do too.
Oh man, I appreciate that, dude. Yeah, you know, it's just life experience, ups and downs, you know, like you just you figure out a lot about life and I guess what it really means. And when you have you know, I've got the best family in the world, you know, like I truly my parents, my mom and dad are like, you know, they're my parents, but they're also my best friends too, you know, and that's how we grew up, you know.
Yeah. That's moto, man, in a lot of ways.
That's what
when it goes right.
Yeah.
When it goes right.
When it goes right.
That's the beauty of moto, because I'm in a similar situation with my parents, you know, like my parents flew over for World Vets last year and we had the whole fucking crew.
So bitchin', dude.
You know, so it's like, it's really cool that that's one of the reasons why you would get your kids into the sport, I think.
Absolutely. I think more importantly, other than a motorcycle, what you learn in this sport, you take with you for the rest of your life, and it's probably some of the most important, if not the most important, life lessons, and you know, really how to just, you know, tackle life and how to treat others. It's crazy that a set of handlebars and 2 wheels, and it's how all this shit teaches you, but mostly just gratitude for life. You know, I mean, good and bad. You know, I've lost 2 of my best friends racing dirt bikes.
Really?
You know? Yeah. Buddy Wentworth, he was a gnarly little ginger kid from Arizona. Just the best dude, you know. And I want to say 15 when he passed away.
Fuck.
And then Tyler Heft, Justin Heft's little brother.
Yeah.
He was a very close friend of mine, and my buddy Deegan von Lossberg. It was like all of us, like we hung out a lot when we were kids, you know, and that'll do some damage to you as a kid,
man.
you know. Yeah. Still makes me want to cry.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking hard when you go through that shit.
Yeah.
Especially when it's something that you love so much too.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that it can be so fucking cold.
It's just so brutal, you know, because it's so, obviously, I mean, other than friends passing away, it's just like why it makes me so, you know, emotional is because you pour everything into this shit, you know?
Yeah.
And when it goes wrong, it can go really wrong, you know? And it just sucks, you know? But I mean, we signed up for it, you know? And that's the one thing that I do know is that all of us that do race or ride or whatever, like, you mentally sign away that thought of like, this could be, you know,
this could be the one.
Yeah. And instead of being scared of that, I always like what we were saying earlier, I basically say, like, I know if something ever was to happen, like, I got to do this shit, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And yeah, dude, you know, I've had gnarly injuries. I've had really bad ones, you know. I've like flatlined in surgery when I was 13. I snapped my femur super bad, and like I got knocked out, and I woke up, and my leg was flipped around. The bottom of my boot was pushing into my helmet. And I couldn't move. I didn't know what was going on, you know.
Oh.
And I was stuck. It was an off-road race up in Taft, up by Bakersfield. A place called Honolulu Hills. Sick ass track.
Shit.
Yeah, I was on literally it's 8.5 mile course. I was on the polar opposite side, and I was stuck there for like 45 minutes. And my femur is just like, dude, it was disgusting.
How old were you?
13 or 12.
Bro.
Yeah.
That is trauma.
Yeah. Gnarly. You know, just like one of those things. And the funniest part is too, is that, you know, when I just remember people stopping, and I'd be like, no, keep going. I'm like, I could be, I don't know, you know?
Yeah, this is like bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then, you know, I didn't know that I was anemic, and I ended up, you know, I got out obviously the track finally, and we were on our way to the hospital, and my dad was on the line for his race, and he's crying in the ambulance with me. I'm like, dude, there's nothing you can do about it now. Mom's with me. You
go race.
Yeah, don't miss your race, dude. I'm good, you know. That was until adrenaline wore off. Holy shit, that's the most painful shit, dude. Oh my god. But yeah, you know, I was anemic, and like, yeah, like I lost so much blood in surgery, like flatlined, and then after surgery, like passed out, and like did the same too. It's just, you know, sport, man.
It's fucking brutal, dude.
It's really brutal. This sport has given me everything and also taken everything from me all at once, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. But I have nothing but like, it's like, I don't know, it's like a crazy ex-girlfriend or some shit. It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
It's always going to be there, and she's always fun.
So what off-road, and like, did you ever go down the moto path?
Yes. So I started my first ever, I was 3 years old when I started riding. I was 4 years old when I did my first race, and it was a off-road race. We have on the West Coast here, it used to be called the Big Six, and it was a 6-round, Grand Prix series. Just only in California, Southern California. And that's what we started. And I mean, dude, I didn't really like ride and race a lot. I took a hiatus from racing when I was like 6 to 8 years old, just because we had some family issues going on, and you know, we didn't really come from much either. You know, we didn't have money, or, you know, so if we were racing, it was gonna be at Glen Helen, you know, and that was about it, other than like the couple of off-road races. But so yeah, you know, there used to be a series it was called the Dealer Series, and it was like Glen Helen, and it was huge back when I was young. Like, it was really, really like a big series, especially for like 65s, 85s and stuff. So I did that a lot, but mostly always just off-road, man. I was never a desert guy. Never really liked the desert. Lost friends from racing Baja and shit. Like, one of my best friends as a child, he got hurt really badly during his first like Baja 1000 with Johnny Campbell, JCR Honda. They were battling with Caselli and the KTM team. They were really close. Justin Imhoff is his name. He was a gnarly night racer. He actually, the reason he got the ride with Honda was because I believe he Ironmanned a night race, and he beat Kurt Caselli and somebody else on a team, and like
No
he was just
way.
like he was like a senior in high school.
No shit.
Yeah, he was a gnarly desert
So
racer.
he just fucking sent it.
Yeah, and so he got his opportunity with Honda, and you know, and then yeah, he hit a big rock going 90 miles an hour, and just, you know, I was spent every day in the hospital and down in San Diego, and it was like, he's good today, and you should go say bye tomorrow, type of deal, you know?
No way.
Yeah, and it was crazy how much it fluctuated, you know? And so yeah, dude, I don't know. I always had just my gut intuition just always told me to do what I did, which was just like the Grand Prix racing. And like I said, you know, public school, and didn't have.
Yeah, you just couldn't do like the amateur moto thing.
Yeah, there was just no way. And I didn't really care either. I didn't like my riding was, I would get to Glen Helen at about 4:30 on a Thursday afternoon, and I would ride until it was dark out. That was my whole childhood. That was it. That's what we did.
That is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's such a unique, like, I'm the biggest fan of Glen Helen. Like,
Same.
I just think it's the fucking craziest. Like,
Yeah.
I've ridden bikes all over the world.
Right.
And it's just one of the craziest places. It's so unique to ride. It's an incredible layout.
Yeah.
You know, and like the way that most tracks don't prep hills like that unless it's a race or a national, or you don't do the track every fucking day.
Right.
And those guys prep the big track every day.
Every day.
And it's like the dirt is unique. The way you have to ride it is unique. And then there's guys like you that spend your whole life there.
Yeah, man.
And are fucking experts at this place. And honestly, bro, like, you know how much time I spent there last year.
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, watching you guys, that like Ryan Surratt as well.
Yeah, Ryan's,
you know, like there's a couple of guys, even like Kiefer, dude. The amount of laps that motherfucker's done around there. Just watching guys that have spent time there. And the other thing is, every day you ride that track, it's different.
Absolutely.
It feels like it's never the same, right?
Ever. When you go to Paula, it's the same.
Pretty well the same.
Shit every time. As long as you get there at 9:30 in the morning or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But Glen Helen is, Glen Helen has given me more opportunities in life than, you know. I mean, it's crazy when you sit and think about how you get to where you do and whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
Glen Helen is like, I've already told Lori, who runs, Lori's like a second mom
She's
to
a
me.
legend. She's such a nice lady.
Dude, I've had the gate code to that place since I was like 5 years old. You know what I mean? Like, we would go, I still go on Mondays or Wednesdays, you know. I don't even have to ask. I just show up.
That's
you know,
so sick.
It really is, dude. Like, not even to say that and like, oh, it's cool. Like, it's.
But that's how much a part of you it is.
It's, dude. Yeah. I mean, I told Lori, like, and my parents know, like, I have it written down. Like, my ashes get dropped on the top of Mount St. Helens. That's
beautiful.
That's where my body's going. You know, and that's where my dad wants to be too. So, I just. Dude, like you said, that track is so, oh my God, it's a freedom of expression. Like that track, like for me, and just riding a motorcycle in general. But if you wanted to put me in the grandstands and you wanted to put the top 20 racers right now, and you put them in all black and all white, I could tell you which one's which, just because our sport is, it's dirt bikes, but like, the way I look at it is like, it is a full-on art form. Everybody rides a motorcycle differently. Everybody has a certain way of doing it, and it looks so beautiful. Like, that just, dude, that shit could bring me to tears watching some people ride a motorcycle. Like, I love this shit, you know? It's like I said, it's given me everything, and it's taken everything from me, and I still like wake up every morning and think about how fast can I go around Glen Helen. That's all I really care about too. I don't really care to ride any other place. No place really does anything for me like Glen Helen does, you know? And like, I've rode there for so long that like, it's just who I am, dude, you know? And like, I just like, I owe my life to that place and the people and the staff there and just their family, you know? And Yeah, man. So I just, dude, I could talk about Glen Helen all day. I really could. It's just, I remember like two-stroke national when I won in 22, I think 22. I forget. But there was like the back canyon when you'd go over the two rollers and then you'd do that like step up thing. And then they ran us up against the wall. And I remember to pass for the lead, there was like, it went up next to those two rollers and there was a wall, like a rough wall.
On the left.
Yeah. And it was super rough if you just like got up to the hill and like it was just really G'd out. And I went from like wide and I hit a braking bump and jumped up onto the wall and then jumped off of it and passed for the lead. And it was like the sickest shit ever, dude. Like just.
And Glen Helen's the only place you can do that.
Glen Helen's the only place you can do that. If you want to go somewhere else, like you could jump into a fence at Fox, like I've seen many people do.
Yeah.
You know, I want to. I have the
Dude,
picture
show me
somewhere.
the video.
I think I have a picture of her, like it's archived or something in my phone here.
But man, yeah, like the way that you're talking about Glen Helen too, like, yeah, you do ride like that. Like,
yeah.
You're my favorite person to watch ride there.
Thank you, man.
It's fucking crazy. And it's just, yeah, it's so different and it's so unique to ride there. And it just took it was the World Vets process last year of just logging so many laps out there. Like, man, you just get such an appreciation for just how different and cool that place actually is as a dirt bike rider.
Yeah.
And like how much better you can get at it too with, you know, putting in time. Like I don't think as well that there's many tracks where you could like improve your lap time over a 2-month period.
Yeah, go to Paris and try and do that.
Yeah.
Have fun, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's why I don't really, unless I got to do something somewhere for somebody, like I'm just going to Glen Helen, you know, it's just, or I go up to like right at the top of like the 138. There's a lot of good riding up there too. And it's just like Glen Helen.
What's the secret there?
To Glen Helen? Gear tall. Always riding a gear tall. Like, and standing up. Like, and also like I've been with Will Decker and Rossi from Enzo for my whole life. And my race bikes aren't set up for anything other than Thursday afternoon at Glen Helen. And if my bike works there, you better fucking believe it's going to work anywhere, you know? And that's just how it goes. Like, that's how I've always set up a motorcycle. We used to do test days, like always, you know, get there in the summer when it's like, you know,
beat.
Yeah, when it's beat and it's bright out till 9 o'clock at night, you know, we get there like, I don't know, 2 in the afternoon and we wouldn't leave till we had a setting, you know. And I used to do that with like when I rode for JCR Honda, I would be out there with Bones all day, you know. And yeah, it was funny because he'd always trip out that like I would be on like, you know, soft suspension, I guess you could say, not moto suspension because it's set up for off-road. And, you know, it'd be running the same times as whoever's there that day.
You actually can get away with soft suspension at Glen Helen.
Absolutely.
Way more than, because I would notice, because I spent the time riding there last year so much, and my bike there, if I went to Parlour, it would be a pile of shit. Like so soft.
Yeah.
But Glen Helen was rougher. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? But obviously, like, it's all the jumps and that's the way that track is.
Like when you go to Paula, same thing, dude. And you go up the lip of a jump and you just feel it. Yeah, and you're like, oh, dude, this is gonna be a long day, you know? So yeah, same, dude.
Who else or like who has inspired you with their riding at Glen Helen?
Man, Blake Bagget.
Really?
Blake Bagget. I grew up watching Blake Bagget. I mean, dude, if you want to see somebody go fast, it was the most insane shit. Like, think of Freestone, 2012, Blake Bagget, but him at Glen Helen Thursday afternoon, going up Shoey in the sun, just blazing in your eyes. You can't see a thing. And I mean, dude, it was just the most gnarly shit. Like, even when I was hurt, I would make my dad go drive me out there to go watch, just so I could learn, you know? Granted, I never learned how Blake Bagget does it, but I got my own version, I guess.
All right, let's go, Blake. One lap, Blake Bagget, Glen, Helen.
A little
let's
tight
go.
running around, watching all the
turn the
older
volume
dudes
up,
race.
bro.
This track.
So definitely interesting how it comes around and it doesn't come
sick.
out of Talladega turn anymore. And heads up
how good's
the
this?
backside of, I
So
think they call
good.
it Showy Hill, but
You
definitely
think
gonna
they
be
call it
different.
Showy Hill? Come on, Blake.
My favorite part of the track
You should
here
know.
in Helen would definitely be the hills. It's just one of those things where you just
He's on a
trucking
KTM
it, going up
450
the
here.
hill,
Yeah,
you
this
back
is
of
the
it, and
what's that,
you're going
Rocky
pretty
Mountain
fast,
team?
but
Yeah.
you really feel like you're not going anywhere, and then as soon as you turn the top,
When they purposely make
the tables just reverse and you're on the gas
Mount St.
for a split
Helens,
second,
they would
and then
purposely
you're on
make
the
it like
brakes,
more
and you just
rough
feel the G-force
for the
trying to
outdoors.
pull
Like
you
they
back
would be like
because you're on the
bumps
brakes,
underneath
and
it.
you're just,
This
fighting
is the
braking
section you were
bumps
talking about,
and
eh?
ground
Yeah.
traction,
Yeah.
So it's definitely one of those things that
Yeah.
one
That
thing you're
jump
trying
big
to
ass
get
always
is
so
speed.
fun.
So it would turn right, and then you rode up against that hill, like
Yeah, yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
This is the photo. Oh, that's so gangster.
Can't really tell, but it was,
No,
it
that's
was
fucking
so
cool.
rough,
bigger
dude.
ones out and made some smaller jumps before.
So this is so
Made a
this
lot
is
of
obviously
changes
before
on
the
bike
national,
this
eh?
week.
Yeah.
Didn't really
This is
reinvent
how
the
I
wheel,
think
but
that they're gonna
definitely
run
we're,
us like
doing
this
a
for
little
World Vets
experimenting
tomorrow
here, see
too.
what we
Yeah,
can come
okay.
away
We're
with,
supposed
and
to
I feel
run
like
up,
we got a really good
I think, on
setup coming
REM.
into this. I feel like we're more prepared
They
than we
did
were
that
last
last year.
weekend, so
I actually
goal is to get
didn't
there
like
and,
the World
fight
Vets
for
track
those
last year.
podium
Yeah, I
spots.
heard it was bad.
It was for me. They made way better tracks all year leading up to it.
right.
Finish line
Like, look
jump
how
is
gnarly
massive.
they make this track. I
It'll
mean,
definitely
especially
be
because
good for the crowd.
Yeah,
you know how
yeah.
Glen Helen
Not
is on
too
a
big
Tuesday
like
or
last
whatever.
weekend's
Yeah.
And then
Fly
like
One
just
Fifty
look
that
how
jumped it, so
stupid
it's
this
gonna
shit
be one of
is.
the
Like
ones that, coming down to it,
that's
you
one
know,
thing that I've
throw a
never
little
liked is
style over
how
it, get some scrub in there,
what's his name
and,
from
Jody?
it's gotta
Jody
be
Weisel
Jody.
just designs the most
size.
piece of shit tracks, respectfully.
Yeah,
They
Sorry,
also
Jody.
brought back the original sand section,
Yeah, I
so
definitely
that's
did not
definitely
like the
gonna be
World
one
I mean,
of
dude,
the
look how
spots this
stupid
year.
this section is.
It's, 2
Oh,
lanes
this
of
is never
sand.
mind, wrong year.
It's gonna be rough and line choice will be
That's when
different.
Christian Craig wadded.
Oh,
Remember that?
really?
Yeah, that track. Jesse Nelson,
Are you gonna cook for us right now, Ryan?
are you cooking?
Is this the best
hardest
GoPro
shit.
video?
This is the hardest
Full
shit.
screen that shit.
Dude, I've got a GoPro video from off-road racing on Helen. It's
Oh,
all
man,
Fast
that-
House video.
How good is the Day in the Dirt tracks too that they make?
It's the most fun shit.
That's
I've,
so
I've
much
never
fun.
gone faster on a motorcycle than I do a Day in the Dirt. 'Cause
Really?
It's just so fun. Yeah.
Listen to him go. Fucking shout out Jesse Nelson. What a
I
G
know,
of a
man.
human.
Jesse's, oh my God, dude, that guy.
He's a special dude.
Yeah, he is, dude. That guy just fucking rode a motorcycle so damn good.
He did he would have spent a lot of time at Glen Helen too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
Bro, the speed that these guys go down, or you guys go down the hills, are fucking absurd.
I think it's a comfort thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, because even if when there is bumps and shit, like you just gotta stay light on the bike, and it'll happen. You know, you'll be alright.
I got myself a cartwheel down Mount St.
Did
Helen,
you?
so I can tick that off the fucking bucket list.
Well, that's good.
Fully thought I was dead, bro. Whiskey throttle with the throttle in my armpit down the fucking hill, bro.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Yeah, it was a bad deal. Some dude that was listening, I was talking about on the podcast with Bud and Laurie, and
Great podcast, by the way.
thanks, mate. A guy commented and he's like, "Bro, I'm so glad you mentioned that crash. I was behind you and I thought you were fucking dead." I'm like, I'm so glad someone else saw that and thought the same thing.
Dude, I know. Well, it never, like, you never can. I don't know, like.
Bro, he's on the limiter going down the hills.
Those KTMs that year too were so gnarly.
Really?
Yeah, those just. I mean, I wouldn't know because I didn't ride one, but.
But you can just tell.
Yeah.
He is on fucking rails, bro.
Yeah.
Listen to
Dude,
it.
that bike sounds so good.
Just letting it eat.
I've never rode like a good 250F.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never rode like a.
Because you mostly
built
rode
one.
like 252 strokes.
I was
eh?
a two-stroke guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because off-road and
Cheaper.
shit, way cheaper to,
Yeah.
go $500, put a top end in, call
Yeah.
it a day.
As
Ooh,
opposed to
almost
4
fought it.
grand.
Literally. The most dog shit rhythm section they ever made.
What, this here? Oh. You know, one thing that I always have struggled with at Glen Helen is that first turn as you come onto the start straight.
Yeah, it's
just to like, I see what you guys do. You're on the gas so hard, so early, and I'm just going and like then go.
It's so
I just can't fucking do that.
I know the hard part is that it just always depends on how obviously the track is that day or whatever. But the track could be good over here, and then you hit that turn, and it's horrible. Yeah. And I don't know why. There's a lot of like, even right there, you see the rocks on the inside. There's a lot of that on the start straight. And that's caused from, God, I know way too much about this fucking track.
No, I actually love this. Like, I want to go so deep on this.
So the rain, Talladega, there's that hill above Talladega.
Yeah.
When it rains, all that corroded dirt and all that shit comes off the hill and straight onto the start straight. And it gets wrecked all the time. That's why it'll be sandy through there sometimes or whatever the case might be. But regardless, they do such a good job there. Like John's the tractor guy. He'd been there for years. And, they run a tight ship, man. Like, it's the best place in the world.
I can imagine, just as you were saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what you are? You're like the dude that lives at Pipeline.
100%. I'm like fucking
that doesn't do the world tour.
Or whatever.
Yeah. You're not on the world tour, and you're not doing the comp when it's on.
No.
But every single free surf
just
that is out there, you're the dude getting every single You're like the John of Glen Helen.
I'll take that. I'm like the Noah Dean of.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll fuck with that guy. He's so sick.
Like Grayson Fletcher or something.
Yeah, Grayson Fletcher's hard too. Yeah. Dude, Noah Dean's so funny when he went to what was it? It was the WSL or whatever, and he was all faded. He was hammered.
No.
Yeah, and got up on stage and was like, "Fuck the WSL."
Oh, that's right. I remember
so
that.
tight, dude.
But I feel like that's the knowledge that you would have of Glen Helen.
For sure. I've spent so much. Literally, okay, call it, other than you get injured or whatever, but at least twice a week for 23 years.
That's so insane.
It's just gnarly, dude. I know it's just, I could ride those ridges without a light at night. Like, I just know exactly where everything is. You know what I mean? Just like, it's just imprinted in my head, Because even when I'm not training or something and I'm having life's hard, I go out and ride those ridges, dude, and get a sense of come back to reality a little bit. Or when I'm stressed out, I got too much shit going on with, the fashion shit or whatever. Like, it just got a lot on my plate. I'm like, load my shit up, go to Glen Helen, and
send.
Yeah, dude. It's the best shit, man. It's the therapy that we need. I've tried therapy, dude. That shit don't help. Talking about your problems all the time just creates more problems.
There is an element of that.
For sure.
There is an element of that.
That's a whole other story, I don't even therapy's just, I don't know. It's good for some people, I'm sure, but
I do therapy.
Really?
Yeah. Me and my wife did as soon as we got married.
Nice.
We were just like, let's do couples therapy.
I think
just like off the rip.
Yeah, that's tight, dude. Yeah. Just because it's like, well, we could maybe be avoiding something.
We could wait. We could wait.
Right. Wait till it gets fucked and then go.
Or
no, you start it now.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's really important.
You just have to find the right person.
100%.
Like
100%.
that's a big thing. Like I would hate for people to think off like a couple of bad experiences. Dude, even if you've been to like 5 therapists and they all suck, like that's not enough.
Still not talking to the right person.
Like just keep going until you find the right person. Like I say it all the time. Like the lady me and my wife talk to is just amazing.
The best. Yeah.
And sometimes it's just like, it's just a general catch up.
Right.
Like we're literally not even, there's nothing to fucking talk, there's no problems to talk about. We're not really there for anything. We tell her what we've been up to. Right. We're traveling a bunch. We're doing shit.
Yeah.
Maybe something comes up. You spend 5 minutes of the hour talking about something.
Right.
But like, it's worth investing.
Yeah.
I would say that's just my personal recommendation.
Absolutely. I feel like you get that personal sense of, I don't know, maybe a little bit of clarity, right? Like.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's really important to have people to talk to every day and just, You know, I mean, especially like even like marriage, you know, I mean, I'm not married at all, but at the end of the day, like marriage is signing up with somebody to basically say like, from this point on, I see you and I recognize you and you will always be seen, right? From, you know, when you get married to the day one of you guys pass, whatever, you know, but like, that's the beauty of it, is because everybody needs people, you know, we all need each other.
Fuck, man. You think too, like, I've said it on here a few times as well, but there's like this crazy doco. It's just like a YouTube thing. Everyone should watch it. It's like, I can't remember what it was called, but it's basically like this is what life is of a 91-year-old. And like this guy's alone. His wife died.
Right.
He's got like he was an author, so he made like a bit of money. So he made enough money to have someone look after him.
Right.
But you get a sense of like, fuck. Like this shit is going to get, like, you think life's hard at 26 or 36? Bro, imagine 90 fucking 1.
Yeah.
So it's like the real utility, like I think you marry for love and attraction and like all this shit at the start, or you're like with a person.
Right.
But it's like, bro, at some point you'll be 90. Hopefully.
Yeah, all that shit goes away, dude.
All that doesn't matter. Away. You just want a person to talk to. You want someone to help you get out of bed.
Gotta be seen.
You want someone to like just go through the dog days, like the last chapter of life. And it's like, it's almost just like worth investing in a person.
100%.
At the start.
Yeah.
For the end.
Right?
You know what
exactly. I mean? Well, that's the thing, dude. I mean, all this shit goes away. We're all not going to be good looking.
Fashion don't matter at some point, bro.
No, it don't. Shit hardly matters now. I just do it because I got another job. No, it's just like, you know, dude, sex drive, that shit all goes out the window, you know. Yep. When you're 75 years old, you just want somebody to like...
Someone to fucking talk to, man. Days are long, nights are cold.
That's how it goes, dude. That's life. That's the beauty of it, too. It's like we all get to do this shit together, you know? The hard times, the good, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's good.
Yeah. Random tangent.
Yeah, I liked it. Fuck yeah. So my whole life is random tangents.
I know, right? So... well, how did you first, like, you're obviously the, like, crazy talented kid at Glen Helen. How did it progress from there into, like, racing for a living?
Yeah, so I never really thought I was going to race for a living, ever.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think you were going to do?
Swing hammers with my father. My dad's a contractor, really, like, crazy good framer, and I thought that was my life, for sure, and I had no problem with that at all. My whole life's been labor, like I said, so... I knew that. And like I said, you know, even all throughout high school, I raced once a month and I would ride once a week, maybe. I just, you know, wanted to like be a normal high school kid and like party and shit. You know, it's just, I didn't know really like who was in Supercross really. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like,
you like just weren't in the scene.
Yeah. I was just a kid in high school. So, and then one day, this is actually a real funny side story here. I was 15 years old. Parents were out of town. I ended up getting arrested. 15. GTA.
No shit.
Driving without a license, driving without a permit, driving under the influence of alcohol. And I fucked my life up. But it also saved my life.
Really?
I was going down a really bad path. Not like I had bad friends or anything. I was the bad kid, you know? And so, yeah, dude. And like, I had just wrong place, wrong time, and just a mistake, you know? And so anyways, got arrested, and my parents were out of town. My dad was out of town at one of his childhood friends' funerals. And so I just never seen my father so disappointed in me.
Oh, it's the worst.
It sucked, dude. Because usually it was like, you know, scream at me, dude, or just hit me. Just please, you know, like this shit sucks. The disappointed shit sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so like 3 days go by, Zip won't talk to me, which is like, I get it. I'm in my room or at school or, you know, and he just screams my name and I walk out and he was just like, like, you go to school, you do your homework, and you go to Glen Helen and you ride. And my mom's like, what the fuck, Brad? You know?
Yeah.
And
this isn't a punishment.
This isn't a punishment. And from that day on is when something clicked and I started to go fast. Like, yeah. And just saved my life, dude. Like, for real. And we started racing a little bit more, you know, because I did Loretta's in like 2013, and in the C class, I was like 14 years old or whatever, you know, and I did Schoolboy 1, and I did 250C or 450C. And so, yeah, you know, but like at that time, after I had gotten into problems with, you know, at home and with the law and shit, like, I just knew that it was like, all right, I'm going to go down a really bad path, or I'm going to like take something in my life seriously. Because I never really had.
What were you angry at back then?
Just not, I think innately as human beings, like we always, when you're not doing the things that you want to do to get to where you want to go in life, like you're like subconsciously doing the wrong things on purpose because you're afraid of actually doing the right things to get to where you want to go.
Yeah, and it's almost like if you don't try, you don't have to fail in a way. You know,
100%.
like, yeah.
And that was my whole life, dude. Like I was smart in school, but I, you know, skate by, get suspended, and just for cheating and shit when I was fully capable of doing the work, you know. But I didn't care because, like, I just knew that it was either going to be, like, I was going to work construction or, like, I wasn't going to college. I knew I wasn't going to go to college. And, you know, and after I had gotten into, like, trouble and shit, and it was mostly just so I could see how much I could get away with. You know, I was always that kid. And then you know, anyways. So I started riding and racing more just because I was in trouble, and you know, and then I had a 252 stroke that was just absolutely beat to shit, and then my dad bought me a 450 from some guy that was like brand new, and it had 2 hours on it, and he didn't have the pink for it, and my dad was like, I'll give you $2,000 for it, and the guy was like, yeah, fuck. So like lucked out because like we didn't have bread.
What kind of?
It was a 2014 YZ450. Yeah, and I think I put 350 hours on that bike. Yeah, like something nuts, dude. Because it was you know, you could ride a 450 all day long, and yeah, man, that's when shit started to click like a lot for me. And then I started going fast on like a 252 stroke, and I became kind of like the 252 stroke like expert, right? Like I was like very honed in on that motorcycle, and still am. I still consider myself faster on a 252 stroke than any other motorcycle ever.
What is it about them?
How I ride and how a YZ250 works. A YZ250 with an R&D, Dean from R&D does some porting, and Will Decker and Rossi and Yoshi give me the best set of fucking suspension in the world, and nobody's beating me on that thing, you know. Like that's how it was, man. And
that's facts, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. No, it's just like something just clicked one day on a 252 stroke, and I tell people that all the time. It's like if you want to get better, if you want to get really good on a 450, go ride a 252 stroke and like learn that shit, because like that'll teach you a lot, you know.
What do you think people get wrong when they ride those bikes?
I don't think they use like the grunt of the motor like it's supposed to be used. I think they ride it like a 250F or ride it like a 125.
Yeah.
Because nobody really knows how to ride a 252 stroke like a 252 stroke. Even like when you see us racing at the world two-stroke world championship or whatever, it's like everybody's riding it like it's ride the piss out of it, you know?
Yeah.
And granted, like I was me this past year. I had like the slowest bike just because I wasn't set up for it. I just wasn't ready. And
you got no starts at all.
Oh my
whole
God,
time.
dude, that was
I remember that.
so miserable. And then even the year before that, I was on a twisted bike, and Jamie's awesome, but they made changes to it that were like way too much, and like you couldn't go through a turn because you just crack the throttle and the bike would just stand up and literally shoot you off the track. Like
Yeah.
that bike pissed on a 450. Like the Twisted 300, that is the dumbest bike I've ever rode. Like it's insane. Like I don't even, Jamie can keep that shit. I don't want to ride it. It scares the fuck out of me. But so yeah, man, raced off-road. That was just what we did, you know, and like still with like, it was taking it more serious, but like there's nothing there at that time. There was no like rides on the West Coast.
Yeah.
You had like Taylor Robert who ruled for KTM, and then you had like RPM KTM team, but like there was no like really opportunities. So I just figured like that I was just gonna ride a 252 stroke and like, I don't know, party with my friends. You know, I didn't know. I had no idea what I was gonna do. And then this guy, Benny Breck, comes into my life.
No shit.
Yeah. Benny Breck.
He's a fucking good dude.
Benny Breck, I owe Benny Breck and his wife
No
and his family
way.
my life. Yeah. Benny,
Huh.
so I had known Benny from racing SRA.
Oh, this is cool as fuck. So randomly,
Yeah.
so I got a friend Nick, and he's really good mates with Benny.
Nick, what's his last name?
Fucking. Why
I
am
know
I
who you're,
spa-
I know who you're talking about.
Italian.
Yeah.
Why
He's
am I
sick.
fucking on it?
I don't know.
I'm spacing on his last
I don't
name.
know his last name either, but he's a fucking good dude.
You know Nick,
Yeah.
yes.
And it just tells you everything you know about Benny too.
Yep.
'Cause Benny's the best.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, man. So Benny was my mechanic at JCR Honda. He was so getting to that point. So Benny had worked for corporate Honda.
Yeah. He was test guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Benny would battle at SRAs, and I would be like 14, 15 years old, and I'd be on my 252 stroke, and he'd be on his 450, and we would be after it for a couple laps, and then I would like pull away from him, and afterwards, like we didn't know each other, but he's just that guy. He'd come up, he's like, dude, what the like he'd come up to my dad, be like, dude, like, I'm gonna take your kid out, man. He keeps going that fast, you know, like just, and it was always like that. And, you know, he was always just the best dude to me. And I had told him, you know, I knew that he worked at Honda and was just like,
Remember Nick Pollack, Nick P.
yeah,
I fucking.
there it is.
I don't know. I just fully went blank then. Eh? I used to live with him.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
That's
one
so
of
cool, dude.
the best guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
It's what this sport
Great
breeds,
family,
dude.
great dude.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah. I lived with him up in like in LA for
Oh, no shit.
yeah, for a while. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry to take you off track. I was like, I felt, you know, when you feel so bad when you just like
Yeah.
you space on
Yeah, well,
something that you
especially when
shouldn't space
especially
on.
when we're shooting this, you're like, God, dude, my homie's gonna be so bummed.
Sorry, Nick.
Yeah, sorry, brother.
Well, because we always call him Nick P.
Yeah.
And so
that's how I knew him
Yeah,
as
yeah.
that.
Anyway, sorry. Sorry to interject.
Oh,
I would have been so fucking upset if I
Right.
forgot that.
I'm the same way, dude. I can't like. I would have had to probably get up and leave, like if I didn't figure it out or you didn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Just feel like a dumbass. So
So yeah, Benny is
he's working at Honda of America. He's
Yeah.
doing testing for them, durability testing, yada yada. I had always just mentioned to him like, Benny, if there's ever an opportunity for me to do anything in your line of work or whatever, like, please just think of me, you know, because at this point it's 2016 and I'm burnt out. I had just snapped my wrist, and then my first ride back, I blew my knee out. First ride, and I was in a wrist brace still, and like I was done. I quit. I quit racing. I worked for my dad for like 8 months, and realized that that's not fun either. Fuck framing, you know. And that's what I grew up as a kid hearing my dad go down the hallway at 4:30 every morning, and like he still does, you know. He's a fucking animal. My father, he's a nutcase, but he's just
a beast.
The example of like what a father is and what a fucking good person is. And so yeah, hearing those footsteps every morning, God, it made me want to do something else, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Benny called my dad one day out of the blue and was just like, "Hey, does Trevor have a passport?" And my dad was like, "Yeah, what's up?" You know, he's like, "We're going to Japan in a week. We need another test guy." And Trevor's, I got Trevor in, you know. And
wow.
Yeah, I was barely 18 years old. So like the youngest person at Honda to like work there. I'm like, dude, me and Benny and Jenna, his wife.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm an 18-year-old kid with Benny. Just really like now I'm starting to meet him, you know, because it was all new
just
to
competitor
me.
before.
Yeah. And obviously like he's like 10 years old, same thing.
Yeah,
Like he's really 10 years older than me. And yeah, man, just it was insane. I couldn't believe like the opportunity that I got, and it just came, and I was just at home swinging a hammer, and like a week later I'm in Japan, and we're, you know, testing, and we're there for a month and a half.
How was it?
Incredible. Some of the best times in my life. That's what I was saying, you know, I'm 26 years old, man, but if somebody took me today, I would feel very fulfilled in my life with what I've done, you know. Because it was just like, you know, I couldn't believe it. I was an 18-year-old kid. I'm living in Japan. I'm living with like my friends and my friend Benny and his wife, and we're going out on, you know, every night we're going and eating, fucking, I don't know, a horse or some shit. Like just doing, you know, you're with the corporate Honda people, and they're telling you, you know, you got to eat this or whatever. And it was such a crazy experience, man. And so I have to thank Benny for getting me to where I got in life, because when we got home from that, the people from corporate Honda, they decided to, like, Honda of Japan called up Honda of America and said, we want Trevor to race next year. And that's when it all started for me. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's really, really nuts.
Doesn't surprise me one bit knowing Benny either.
No, dude. I mean, that's just who that guy is. You know? He's just the most stand-up, fucking selfless, just amazing human being.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and just the shit that we did over there, just memories that last a lifetime. You know, like his oldest son Brody.
Yeah.
We were in a taxi on our way to dinner, and they were like, Jenna and Benny were like doing this thing where they thought they were being like secretive, and I'm like looking at them like, you guys think you're like being secretive? Like, Jenna, I know you're pregnant, you know? And she's like, what? Like, how do you know? You know? And like, just funny, like they found out that she was pregnant over there, and then, you know, Brody's like, you know, it's my like nephew, dude. That's like my kid, you know? And just life, man. So yeah, just beautiful experiences at a young age, and just being able to, you know.
What year was that?
That was 2016.
Dude, I'm like pretty sure I was probably living with Nick around that time.
No shit.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I remember Benny coming back from that trip.
Yeah, man.
That's wild.
It's nuts, dude. Yeah, because Jenna also used to live in LA too.
Yeah, okay.
And that's kind of how they like met. And
yeah.
Because Benny used to be like after he quit Supercross racing, he was like did cycling.
Yeah. That might be how he met Nick then.
I think so.
Because Nick was like heavy into cycling.
Yeah, and Benny was racing pro cycling for a little bit. And Benny's sister, Holly, is a gnarly women's cyclist.
Huh.
She's a pro cyclist.
Yeah, right. So, wow, that's like crazy small world shit.
Yeah, dude. You know how this shit goes.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
So what was your role over there? Like, how much did you just have to ride and ride and ride and ride and ride?
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, we rode 6 days a week from, I would say, about 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock at night.
And just like motocross or off-road?
Motocross, supercross.
Really?
Motocross and supercross track. Yeah, hitting whoops on a stock set of suspension.
No shit.
Yeah, that like broke people off. Like Takeshi Kitsuya, he used to be a tester with me.
So you were there with Tucker?
Oh yeah.
Bro, he's like one of my fucking boys.
No shit.
Yeah,
dude. TK is the man.
No way.
Yeah, dude. When I first got there,
I think he's here soon, actually.
Yeah, he is. I was talking to him like last week.
No shit.
Yeah, I hit him out of the blue. I was like, dude, I need you to send me a picture of your family. I wanted to show my parents. Just because, like, his oldest boy was like a newborn when I was over there. And now he's like 7 or 8 years old.
He is one of the goats. I want him to do this podcast so
bad, dude.
He is
so
the
bad.
fucking man.
We should us three should like watch like a Aussies SX race, just like do our own cast over of it or whatever.
Bro, I'm so in on that. Man,
Dude, yeah,
he
man.
is a legend of a human too.
Yeah, and he's just the stories that dude had about like his racing and everything, like how he would set up his contracts with. He would like take no money and just say like, no, but I want 50,000 for like a wins, you know, and then he would just go and win it all. Like, he's just like, he's so sick, you know. Yeah, he was, and just a great test rider, had a lot of knowledge. And yeah, dude, I mean, he would pick me up because Benny, they would just send me sometimes, and so it would just be me over there, and I'm 18 years old. I don't know my ass from the hole in the ground. Like I'm just here. And I don't know what to do. So
just put boy on motorcycle.
Literally.
Boy rides motorcycle.
Boy ride bike till dark. And that's what I did, man. And that's kind of what got me back in shape too, to like be prepared to go race the next year in 2017, which was my first year with Honda. But so yeah, dude, it was just all these crazy things that just lined up. And it's just, you know, how this shit works, right? Like,
that's so wild, dude.
Yeah, man. I'm a very firm believer in, you know, sounds stupid, but all this shit happens for a very good reason, right? And I look back and a lot of things, good times in my life, bad times in my life, and you know, life. Every day you get an opportunity to make a set of very small decisions, and that's what makes up our lives, right? So when you like really dumb it down, or I guess not even dumb it down, when you get philosophical. Philosophical. Yeah, man. Just there's no way that all this shit just works, you know, innately or whatever. It's just like I know that I was supposed to go do that, and it worked out, you know, and it's just crazy, man. So yeah. They gave me an opportunity with Johnny Campbell. I raced for Johnny. Johnny was a great dude, great mentor. He taught me a lot about racing, which I didn't, you know, I had won races before, but not at like the top level. I struggled a little bit in 2017, but ended up finishing second right behind Zach Bell. When
Zach did the off-road stuff. Talk about fucking raw speed. Jesus Christ, that dude could send it.
I hated racing him. I hated racing him when we were at like a moto track or like because our races are at moto tracks, but you know,
with
you'll
like
use
the extensions on them.
So yeah, dude, it sucked. Like he was just, you know, he's so gnarly. But he also taught me a lot too, just because we would do like a SRA at Glen Helen, and like I would get a start, and then I'm talking like the gnarliest 45-minute sprint you'd ever seen. You know, just like both of us just absolutely trying to like just riding the very, very rugged edge, like just risking our lives, you know. Because it's just like an SRA, dude, it's like you're going like 90 miles an hour, and there's just rocks that big, you know, and you're just like, it's just, you know, it's just what it is, right?
I just don't have that gear in me, eh?
Oh, dude, I don't either until I'm doing it, and I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, dude, go bring me to a photo shoot or some shit. Fuck this. Like, it's just so gnarly, dude. Because when I was younger, I didn't have a sense of like, I'm ready to, you know, I'll do it. I don't care. It's like the Dakar shit, you know, the West Coast, like we go so fast, dude. It's very similar, and you have to accept that if you hit that rock, it could be the last thing you ever do, you know? And so and that's the gnarly thing about West Coast off-road. It's like nobody really like, there's no coverage for it. First of all, like what we all do is I can tell you in all confidence that whoever would get fourth place in a 450 outdoor or a 450 Supercross main event is not getting on the podium at an off-road race on the West Coast. I can put every dollar I have on that. It's not what they think it is, you know. It's just, dude, we're doing the same shit. We're doing the same training they are, but we're doing, you know, we're just going 80 miles an hour, you know, around a turn that's got a berm like that big, and you really hope it doesn't let off or let go, you know. And it's just like, that's what off-road is on the West Coast. It's just really fast, dude. And so that was one thing that just like, you know, it always scare you a little bit.
Oh man, and watching you guys at Glen Helen, and just through the week with big tanks on and just pumping these motos out.
Yeah.
And then you, like at a day in the dirt, when it's a GP track, it's the same shit. And fuck, like just to be going down that road, just and you just speed tucking in, and then you like going onto the. Dude, it's a lot.
There's a GoPro video. I'll show you.
Yeah,
it's called I want to say just maybe like Trevor Stewart Fast House or some shit. It is I'll tell you which one it is. I think it's on here still. Let's see. It's that second one.
Let's go.
It's the dumbest shit, dude.
Full
just
screen,
going
bro.
way too big or way too fast. I mean.
Trevor Stewart hauling ass. No shit. So this is at a off-road?
Yeah,
like
this is a NGPC race.
And you're on that 252 stroke?
Yeah.
Just
short
clicking gears. Fuck that. How are the holes coming into that turn last year?
Dude. So miserable.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, we used to jump up it. Look how sick this track is, though.
Dude.
Like,
the other thing about Glen Helen that you have to do is just ride everything so wide. Like the thing that I learned from doing the laps there that I did last year is basically just follow the wet line.
Yeah.
Wait until the track dries out a bit, and then just put your wheels in the wet line.
Yeah.
And that's because that's where all the fast guys go. And if you can
100%.
commit to riding that line, you're actually going faster than Helen.
Yeah.
As soon as you fall in or out of that line, you're not going fast enough.
No, not at all. And it hurts.
Bro, you're fucking ripping.
Just pinned, dude, you know? You see those rocks?
Look at the rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, this doesn't get enough credit.
It doesn't, man, just because I'm retired. I wouldn't say I'm retired, but I don't really have any care in the world to do off-road anymore.
Dude. Ronan, are you listening to this fucking motorcycle? Bro.
I was 19 years old, I think.
Young, dumb, and full of cum.
Yeah, they still call me that.
And then just getting stopped
Sleater?
by... Oh, no shit. Cheater.
Sleater cheater.
Mike Cheater.
My Stark teammate. And then there's Josh Mosman. So I had already built up... This is like not even 2 minutes into the race. And I had put like 20 seconds on them. But I got stuck in this debacle. Yeah. And then,
Mosman's another great dude.
Mosman's the nicest dude in the world.
Literally.
I hate it, dude.
You hate how nice he is?
Yeah, man.
It's pretty hard to beat, eh?
Yeah,
like, it's pretty hard to live up to that.
Oh, 100%.
I can't be that guy.
No, dude.
This is fucking mental, bro. I just want to hear this thing fifth gear wide open again. God, this is so sketchy.
Yeah. Old Sleet Dog.
He's done some laps at Glen Helen too.
Yeah, he has. That bike sounded good too.
Yeah. This is fucking insane. So is this kind of like what the 24
This is a track. This is a full on like off-road, West Coast off-road track. This is exactly what it is.
And you don't like know the track before the race?
No, you do. We get practice.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we get practice on.
But it's not like it's the same every time, right?
No,
So you can't like fully memorize it.
Yeah, other than like this shit, just because I know these.
Because
like,
you know that.
I know these ridges like nobody's business, dude.
Yeah. So you can just go and like ride these ridges like whenever.
Dude, like
when it rains,
like, we'll go up there. And
bro, I would love
tweak,
that, dude.
There's some of the best single track up there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you just like
you could put together a 30-minute ride of all that single track.
It looks so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it rained that morning, so this shit was so good.
Just prime.
But yeah, I'm like, please, Sleet Dog, I'm trying to go.
Just get out of the way.
Because he was 450, and we used to start on the. It was 450 Pro, and then 250 Pro would start.
So then this is all just a single track.
Yeah, this is called Boy Scout. It's just gnarly. It's just all rocks.
And so you'd just go and ride this shit as a kid?
Yeah.
Just
Oh yeah.
whenever.
Just for fun, man. Yeah. Oh.
This is mental, dude.
Yeah.
I've never watched any of this stuff.
Oh, dude,
This is sick.
Yeah, man. Just like you never would think that this is at Glen Helen.
Right
you know?
there.
Like, look at how green it is, and there's, you know.
Oh, I'm fucking frothing for winter. Like, I haven't really rode at all this year.
Yeah.
And then I got back here in summer, and I'm like, not really feeling parlor at fucking Monday in this shit.
No, it ain't fun.
But as soon as it starts raining, dude, Southern California is just insane for riding.
Yeah, dude, we gotta go up to. Well, actually, there's some really good shit up in LA too that I was forced to find just because living there and dealing with. I mean, as you know, you've lived there, just with like traffic and shit. I'm like, can I just find a place to ride like close by?
Yeah,
you know?
you get. I mean, at least for me, when I lived there, I felt, oh my fucking god. I felt so boxed in when I lived there. Like, it wasn't a good feeling.
No, that's how I felt. And I've lived there I've had 3 different houses in LA. Okay. And
what was it, Rones?
I always make it back home.
Yeah.
I always make it back to Rancho Cucamonga. I'm like, I'll fuck with it here. Like, you know?
Yeah.
Like you could
just a bit of space and
just life, man. Just people.
It is important to me that supplements I take are of the highest quality, and that's why for years now I've been drinking AG1. Unlike many supplement brands, AG1 conducts relentless testing to set the standard for purity and potency. Quality for AG1 isn't just a buzzword, it's a commitment backed by expert-led scientific research, high-quality ingredients, industry-leading manufacturing, and rigorous testing. I know I can trust what's in every scoop of AG1 because it's tested for 950 contaminants and banned substances, while the industry standard typically only tests for 10. I love that every scoop of AG1 includes probiotics, prebiotics, and digestive enzymes for gut support, rhodiola, and B vitamins for energy support. So if you want to replace your multivitamin and more, start with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs at drinkag1.com/gypsytales. Check it out. So when did the fashion stuff enter the picture for you?
So I left JCR Honda. I joined SLR Honda. I rode for Mark for a year, and then it just like randomly ended. I got second in like the championship. I basically thought for sure I had a ride for the next year. And it's like not even, I mean, it really bummed me out then, and I was really sour about it all because basically there was like our team was sponsored by a tire company called STI Tires, and they were the biggest piece of dog shit Lego tires you'd ever rode in your life. And they were like very dangerous tires. Yeah. You know, it's like not even like, all jokes aside, it was like those tires put me on my head, and I don't crash. And so I just started burning off the sides of like a Dunlop and just like putting STI and Dunlops. And so basically,
which didn't go over well with the team.
No, didn't go over well with anybody.
They never liked that.
No, yeah. Well, it was funny because it was like we all had like a little agreement or like a little deal, and then when it came push to shove, it was like it was all Trevor's fault, which is funny, you know. I get it, you know. Everybody's got to save their ass and whatever. But yeah, I mean, dude, that cost me a ride. I know like KTM wouldn't hire me because of that, and like I had heard shit. Gas said no because of that. It's just, you know, I guess
small industry.
Yeah, and so yeah, dude, I lost my job racing motorcycles, and me and my best friend Brandon Dalton and my homie Phyllis and my buddy Hunter, we just went on a road trip because I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this road trip on my credit card though, you know. I just needed to get away, and
Where'd you go?
We went to Zion, and then we went to Park City, and then from Park City we went up to Jackson Hole, and then Jackson Hole we through the southern point of like Montana, and then looped back around and went to Colorado and saw some family.
That's a dope trip.
Yeah, dude, it's the most. I mean, I wouldn't be here without that trip.
Really?
That trip is what did.
You just needed it.
Yeah, that trip is what did it all for me too. That's when, I mean, dude, we were driving through Zion at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, tweaked the fuck out on Red Bulls, and just like, you know, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna do with our lives, dude? Like, I'm fucked. I don't have a ride. It's middle of December. First race is in 3 months or 3 weeks. And I don't have any income. I just signed a lease here in fucking Hollywood on a 2-bedroom house, and it's like $5,500 a month, and I have zero income. So, and we were just driving, and my best friend Brandon was just like, "What if we just started riding in clothes?" It's like, I mean, we already got like clothes. We wear clothes. We like clothes, you know. Other than motorcycles, I've always liked clothes and liked to dress a certain way, or like, not actually, because I didn't get to. I always felt like I was a shell of myself, because I felt like I had to represent like Honda, or like I never got to represent Trevor and who Trevor really was.
Yeah, you were always wearing a pit shirt.
Yeah, I just never felt like I had my own identity, just because I was just like felt like a dirt bike kid, you know, and so. Yeah, so we were just like on this road trip, and yeah, he said the magic words, and anyways, we had the sickest time ever, and we got back from the road trip, and we went to this place called The Real Real in West Hollywood. They just sell designer clothes, and funny, we just knew how this shit was gonna work out. Like, we're just like friends with the people in the Opium label, which is like Playboy Cardi and Ken Carson and all those people. And like, it was right before A Whole Lot of Red dropped, which was Playboy Cardi's last album.
Yep.
Which did like crazy numbers.
It did numbers, yeah.
Yeah, and we just knew that like Rick Owens was like what was hot right now, you know, and so. Me and Brandon went to The Real Real, bought a $5,000 jacket on our credit cards, split it, called Tom Jeanette, and went out to Glen Helen, and that shit was over after that.
Can we watch that? I fucking remember that. Is it on Instagram or?
Yeah, it's on my Instagram page. It's like the first video on my Instagram, or the you know, at the very bottom. Got guns and shit. I'm canceled. Oh, look at that. Pull it out.
I remember this shit.
Freeze.
Nah, play that. Oh, it'll.
Ever since my brother died.
That's right. I remember this.
Yeah, and it just kind of like, I mean, dude.
So that's a $5,000 jacket.
The one with the tassels and shit. The first one, and then the off-white jacket's like, this jacket was just like costed way too much money, dude.
That is mental, bro.
Yeah, man, and that's literally what started it all. Like, Cardi liked it. Cardi liked the photo, and then hit me up and was just like hard. And then the other jacket was a off-white jacket.
Yeah.
And I got a phone call the next day from Virgil. And my buddy Shane.
Actually, Virgil.
Yeah, Virgil and Shane Gonzalez, which is a really good friend of mine.
Wow.
And it was like, you know, we need to shoot. This is the coolest shit I've seen all year, is what Virgil had said, which was like, really got directly into like, I went from like just being a kid on a dirt bike to like instantly it was like gonna go and have meetings with this person, and then Cardi came out to Glen Helen to shoot with me and Brandon and my buddy Shane, and I went from just like a kid that raced a motorcycle to like, you know, now I'm just trying to what can I do, you know? What can
this
I
is
do?
like a whole new outlet.
Yeah, and it's just like, no, like I said, you know, it's like there's no script for this shit. Pulled it right out of my ass, you know, like
Yeah, literally no one's ever done this.
No one's ever done it. Yeah, and that's the beauty of it all too. Is like it's my like anybody could, and I preach it to kids to be yourself and like, you know, express yourself, you know. But like anybody in the top of the sport or whatever, they could do it too, but like everybody knows who did this shit first, you know, and that's me. And so I you know, just because there's been, you know, it's hard because I'm in a place in the sport where, you know, a lot of people think they either like me or they fucking despise me, you know, and I'm very open about, I don't know, I tell the truth, man. So people don't like that, I guess, sometimes. So it's sometimes it's a hard spot to be in. Always stuck between a rock and a hard place, you know. And so it's hindered me from making a living in the sport, like this shit. But like, I'm a human being first, you know, and then I'm a motorcycle racer. And what I do as a human being is whatever the fuck I want to do, you know, and however I want to dress. If I want to like be naked and cover my shit with a Bottega bag and put it on Instagram with spray painted Alpine stars, who's okay, I will.
Yeah,
You can't stop me, you know. Cause I'll go. We can go ride anywhere. I'll go wax you too, naked. I don't give a fuck. You know, it's just like, I don't know, man. Something opened up my eyes to like, oh, I could really do whatever I want in this life if I just have the same attitude as to love the labor, work hard, be good to people, you know. And that's what I try and preach every day. It's like, yeah, you know, I can, you know, act a part or be cocky or whatever. It's not. It's all hard work, man.
Yeah,
it's all hard work. I work 2 jobs. I bust my ass off as a professional motorcycle racer, and then I do all the other shit on the side, you know.
And you do go in on that shit, you know. Like, bro, you've hit me up fucking multiple times for just random cool shit.
Yeah,
and it's just like you're always fucking grinding and always working in literally in these like 2 worlds.
Yeah.
It's cool, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that a lot, man. You know, it means a lot coming from you too, because we're all so relative in what we do.
Yeah,
you know, we could be on 2 opposite sides of the spectrum, but like what
it's
you
the
have,
same thing.
it's the same
underneath.
process. It's the same fucking labor. It's everything's the same. So, you know, there's a lot of the respect comes both ways, right?
No,
like, you know,
that.
Absolutely, bro. I mean, it's just, like I said, this is the coolest shit that, like, look at you now. You were a kid in high school that just had to get to the bottom of it, and now we're in your studio, and this is what you do, and you love it.
It is fucking cool.
We're doing the thing, right?
Yeah.
You know? And, like, 16-year-old Jace is really proud of
Bro,
this
like,
version.
And know? I mean, the thing I always trip out on, and I don't really think about it too much because I think it can fuck you up a little bit. But, I mean, bro, like, I was just from literally middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I watched 2005 Bar to Bar Supercross DVD.
Like, right.
3 million fucking times. And then it's like, you know, just literally grinding and grinding and grinding and not even knowing really what you're grinding for. You know, like there's an element of that to your story too, to where it's like you end up in this fashion world and not ever knowing that's where you were going to be. But the grind at Glen Helen on a Tuesday
all that shit
at 15 does amount to where you are now.
Yeah.
And it's like, the process can be so unknown to you, you know? So it's like when I was a kid doing the things that I was doing, like never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would be sitting on a stage with Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart.
Right.
When you rewind the tape 15 years and I'm literally just coming home from school, like, fucking watching Bar to Bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like the process, like you said, the labor. It's like you can spend so much of your life not even knowing what the labor's for.
Right.
But you have to believe it's for something.
100%.
And it's like the path will eventually reveal itself to you. You know what I mean? But it's like if you don't do the work and if you wait for the thing to come, it's never going to come.
It's never going to come. And that was the whole thing with what I've done and I still continue to do now. You know, it's like dude, I'm more busy now than I am, I don't know, when I started, obviously. But like, it's just because I've learned that if you just be a good person and you just show up and just be who you truly are, good things happen, you know? And like, I've got so much shit coming that like I can't wait to talk about, but I can't yet. And just getting to genuinely be myself, and you know, my business partner and best friend, like we literally came up with this shit out of thin air, and to see what we've both done with our time here and how wisely it's been spent is something that I can really appreciate myself for, you know. Like I thank me for that shit, because like there was a point in time where I didn't want to be around anymore, you know, like, and there's been multiple times that I have not wanted to be around anymore, whether it's mental health or a fucking drug addiction, you know. It's just like, but I still showed up for myself, you know. So yeah, it's good.
And that is something to be proud of too. You
for
know
sure.
what I mean?
For sure. You know, I mean, we all have our own struggles and shit, you know, but like at the end of the day, you know, whatever you really find out that gets you up in the morning, it's just like, you don't got to make it complicated. You can just go do that shit and like really bust your ass off, you know, because my goal is to be the face of dirt bike racing, or dirt bikes in general. My goal is to be the next Steve McQueen. My goal is to be a movie star. Like, that's what I want to do. And I know I can do it, because we all can do whatever the fuck we want, you know? Like I was a kid that got, you know, suspended from class because I told, you know, I got caught cheating, and my history teacher told me that I was never going to amount to anything and shit, you know? And I told him, I'm going to be a dirt bike racer. And he's like, good luck with that, you know? Like, yeah, this shit is good. I'd love to go say what up to Mr. Martinez and tell him to get fucked. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I live for now. Like, you know, just because I had so many times where I get shot down, and like, you know, opportunities fall out of, you know, they come and then they go, and, you know, you get your hopes up and shit, and just like, you just really learn to, like, I don't know, man, just take this shit not too serious, but take it very serious. And, it's just just find a nice in between, you know. But man, like my goal is to the whole reason I do everything that I'm doing, and that that I want to go race with Stark, and then I want to go do arena cross, and I'm hoping that I crush that shit. I mean, I have no plans other than to win, like even arena cross. Like, I'll figure that shit out on the fly, you know. I know I can. And I'm like hoping that they want to send me back to Europe or to UK or something, so I can go race over there too. Like, I just want to show kids that, you know, whether it's good or it's bad, or, you know, whatever the case might be, like, I want to be an example to be set, that you can get drugged through the fucking mud, or you could do whatever, but like, you could still make it out and be okay, be happy, and, you know, just, yeah, man, I think there's something to be said about that, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like anybody, you know, and we all have a story. We all have our demons. We all have problems, but we're all human beings too. You know, we all make mistakes, and, you know,
100%.
Made my fair share, you know. So, yeah, you know.
Where did the fashion stuff go from, like, that Glen Helen shoot? Like, did it become like a almost a job pretty much
Instantly.
after that? Yeah.
Instantly. Yeah. It was
Isn't
like,
it wild how it can just change overnight?
I mean, dude, and mind you, like, I always, yes, because I knew about clothes and shit, but now I'm like in rooms with like designer fucking
to get a
Givenchy,
call from Virgil Abloh is like crazy.
Bro, I'll show you my shit's nuts, dude. This shit.
Like, that's a gnarly dude.
Bro.
Like, top of the fucking food chain, that guy.
It's like,
yeah.
DMs with the fucking guy, like the GOAT. I mean, that guy has opened up, I mean, rest in peace. That guy's the hardest. That guy opened up more doors for people in the world.
Yeah, legit.
Than, you know, I mean, I'm talking about anybody that he felt like necessary to the world, like he opened up a door for. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying before about just not putting ceilings on people.
No,
you know,
bro. That guy was the king of that shit.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
People don't think about it enough.
No, because the thing about everything in life too, especially now, is like, you don't have to be the best at everything, but you have to be like a yay. Like, Ye was not the best at whatever, but he's the best at bringing a group of people together to make fucking magic happen. And that's like that's how Virgil was. He wasn't the best designer, wasn't the best at making music or whatever, but that dude could put more people
in the same room.
Yeah, in the same room and in a place of power, and could really shake the whole shit up, you know? I mean, he was the creative director of Louis Vuitton, you know? He's just he was like street fashion, and like he was just that guy, you know? But who he was and how he didn't put ceilings on people and nobody put them on him, and he got to the top of that shit, you know? And then battled cancer silently and passed away, and just left a legacy that's like, you know,
insane, eh?
Yeah, dude, that shit's crazy. That shit's really crazy. And just can tell you that you could do anything you want, you know. But yeah, you know, and that's how I felt. Like instantly, I was just like, holy shit! Like we opened up a can of worms, you know.
Yeah.
And
what did it look like? So people just started booking you for shoots, or like creative director stuff, or
yeah, mostly just booking me for shoots and shit. Like, and that's, I mean, kind of what I still do now. Like, I really enjoy the creative direction part of it. Like, I enjoy helping produce videos or like music videos. I've been doing a lot of like little acting shit lately that
sick.
I really enjoy. I think I'm okay at it. I don't actually know. I've never acted in my life, but I just have that like, I've got that racer mentality, dude.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'll do this shit. I figure this shit out. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I'll get to that first turn first, you know, like, fuck you guys. And so, yeah, dude, I mean, that's what really gets me excited is like stepping out of my comfort zone and just testing myself. I feel like nobody tests themselves enough, you know, like I want to be embarrassed. I want to feel all this shit, you know? And so, yeah, that's what really gets me excited. But when I first started, it was mostly just like, I did a lot of like editorials and like magazines and shit. And that was cool. And, yeah, just a lot of just like modeling for random brands and shit, just cause that just like pays bills, you know, like it's not really my passion. My passion is to make things make very good art on a dirt bike with clothes that I deem fitting, whatever the case might be. I don't really give a fuck to go walk down a runway or whatever.
Yeah.
It's shit's, I feel like ashamed almost when watch my dad work his whole life and like that, you know, you go get paid to go do that.
God damn it, Derek.
Exactly. Just like, fuck, dude. Okay. Yeah, you know, because there's a certain sense. I mean, you know, people, I'm still a motorcycle racer, man. You know, that's all I really truly know. And I've tried really hard to learn all the other shit now, you know. And but I mean, dude, we are who we are, right? Like, and so that's a like, I guess the harder part for me is to just like be able to adapt to just doing different shit like that. You know, just when you do the racing shit for so long, that's all you really know, right? So
yeah, and there's probably a certain, I guess, like, moto's a certain demo. Like, there's not many dudes fucking that can be gnarly as fucking Glen Helen and be on a runway or like doing editor. Like, but honestly, who gives a fuck?
Yeah,
like
man.
Just do your shit.
Yeah, dude.
It's good money.
It's great.
It's good
money.
Work. It's fucking easy work. You ain't gonna die.
Yeah, it's meet fucking cool people.
Yeah,
you know
a lot of cool people.
You're not gonna
a lot
die.
of creative people.
Yeah, dude, that's the best part about this shit. It's introduced me to some of my best friends now, you know, and like I said, it's all that being around people that you genuinely believe in and like being secretly their biggest fan, man. That's how you and I will win, right? It's like you genuinely believing in me and vice versa, you know?
Yeah.
And don't put those fucking ceilings on anybody, you know? I mean, I will die on the hill of that, you know? And that will truly get to, you know, people where they want to go in life, you know? Because dude, you fail 10 times over. I've failed multiple times, you know. I've done a lot of shit that I'm not proud of, you know. But I'm still here to talk about it or do whatever, you know. I'm still here to try again, right? Like, go to rehab. Just got out of rehab 2.5 months ago. You know, addicted to opiates for way too long. Just the sport and being hurt and shit like that. I don't know.
When did that start?
It started, let's say 3 years ago. I got hurt. And I got surgery, and then after surgery, it like didn't really heal right, and then you just.
What was the injury?
My shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did my shoulder, and then it was like.
And that's fucking painful when you get out of surgery, eh?
Yeah, man.
My brother had his shoulder done.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he was in a lot of pain after it.
And like, dude, I'm not a fucking pansy, man. Like, I've had some gnarly injuries, you know. But yeah, that one just wasn't fun, right? And so, yeah, it just, you know, one thing leads to another, right? And then all of a sudden, like, you feel like you're doing yourself like a service, but until you find yourself in a really, really bad spot, you know? And it's
so easy.
Oh, it's so easy, dude.
Because you're in hospital and you're going through crazy pain and they're giving you these drugs that they not only take the pain away, but they kind of just take everything away. Yeah. In a way. Like, so I had a really gnarly kidney surgery in like 2016. Yeah. And dude, the fucking pain when I woke up for that operation, like I almost passed out. Yeah. And I've never had, like, you know, you see in movies, like people pass out from pain or like you hear about that shit.
You think it's fake?
Yeah, I thought it was fake, dude, until the room closes.
The walls are closing in.
Legit, dude. Yeah. Because they basically made me stand up straight away. They were like, you have to leave. Like, this is.
That's like a femur. They do that with the femur too. Yeah. When they put a rod in you, they're like, fucking stand up.
Yeah, they got to do it. And dude, I fucking stood on the walker. And, I was in hospital for a while. Yeah. And they took the catheter out.
What happened? Like, how did you?
Dude, so I was fucking born with one kidney. Never knew my whole life.
No way.
Yeah. It's like not uncommon.
Right.
Which is great. But unless you get like a fucking organ body scan when you're a kid, you don't
know.
How
are you supposed to know?
Yeah, you just don't know that shit.
Yeah.
So I was snowboarding in Tahoe. And I basically just avoided killing a lady that just like shot across the side of the hill. Oh no. And I was fucking sending it down this run. And this lady's like basically got off a chairlift, got fucking out of control on these skis. She was in, bro, pink helmet, pink jacket, pink boots, pink skis. And I'm just like, oh, fucking no, dude. No way. And so anyway, I've like basically kind of jumped off this. There was like a road sort of thing. Right. So I've just like jumped off this road to try and avoid hitting this lady. Right. And just got spat and just hit the ground, like just chest first. And I feel like my elbow, basically, like I elbowed myself in the kidney. Right. And it ruptured the bit that connects your bladder to your kidney. Right. So anyway, I just lost all my kidney function. Spent like a month in California. I didn't go to the hospital. I thought I was going to die that night. But I was like, I'm not going to the fucking hospital. I had no insurance.
Oh, fuck.
So then
That makes it way worse.
Yeah, so then I waited, flew home, and I was like in a bad way. Yeah. Like they said I had 5% kidney function left.
Oh my God.
So then anyway, long story short, I had like 5 surgeries on it. Wow. But then the main one, they had to like fully cut me open because they're like, well, you've only got one. Right. So we can't risk it. Like we need to like really do this properly. So I've got like this massive scar down my side. Fuck, but anyway. Dude. And I was on like fentanyl in the hospital. Yeah. And but Australia's just so different with painkillers.
I'm sure they
are. They just won't give it to you.
Yeah.
So I had like.
They don't want to fucking kill their people, probably.
I had like maybe a box of endones. Right. And then after that, it was it. Yeah. But yeah, here's a different story. Mm-hmm.
Dude, me and you remember Ashton Hayes?
Yeah.
Ashton Hayes. He's one of my best friends. He lives with me. He just moved down to San Juan, Capistrano. Yeah. But he just moved out here from Chicago. But we were just talking about it the other day because he was like kind of he was one of the only ones that really knew like what I was going through and shit. And
Yeah, because you didn't really tell anyone.
no, I wouldn't let anybody know either. You know, I got too much to lose, too much to risk, and like.
And you worried about the people's stigma of what they're going to think about you.
100%. I mean,
what it's going to do for your job in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, who wants a fucking Percocet addict working for them or whatever the case might be, you know? Which is funny because, the CEO is probably fucked up on him. That's how common it is, you know? But so, I mean, dude, I'm lucky to make it out alive, dude. It got really bad for me.
So it started with the shoulder.
Started with the shoulder, and then it was just like, I mean, I've dealt with like mental health issues in my life and depression and shit like that. And
it does, like I said, it doesn't just numb the pain. It kind of numbs everything. Yeah. And it takes away a lot of that shit.
Yeah, you know, and like that's the whole thing, man. As I really lost my way so bad in life that I tried to kill myself. So
with the drugs?
Yeah, purposeful OD.
Really? Mm-hmm. Fuck, bro, I never knew that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay, man. Just it's one of those things now that you look back on and you're like, you feel as if it's not something that's close to you or somebody that you know or something, like it almost feels like, I don't know, like it never would be real.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And so I just, I don't know, I guess I feel for so many people because I understand now, you know?
Yeah.
I went through that. Like nobody knew. No one had a fucking clue. And I put myself through it, you know? It was all me. I did all of it myself. People are like, well, you know, probably those people you hang out with. I'm like, no, everybody fucking bounced on me because I was so, you know, I was shot, dude. It was bad, man. I don't want to be around anymore. I thought literally probably 6 months ago, I thought I wouldn't be here anymore. Like I was checked out. I was just done. I didn't want to do it.
Dude, I'm trying to think like when I was fucking hanging out with you a bunch last year, like at the track and shit, and you were going through it then?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude. Just no one would ever know, you know? And so it's just like...
And still ripping. Rip it. You know how fucked up that is that you can be going so fast, faster than I'll ever go in my entire life, and you are fucked up on pills.
Fucking loaded on pills.
Oh, you're a cunt for that.
Well, the gnarly thing is that like it enables you to do shit still. Like the pill, like being like, I don't know, man, like just being addicted to anything. Just, I don't know. You figure out a way to like still do your daily life and shit. And it's fucking horrible. It's not a good thing to do. Right. Like, so yeah, I mean, that's where I found myself in just a really, really bad spot, you know? And I had finally just pushed everybody away. You know, I had a girlfriend, I pushed her away. It was like, I don't, you know,
because it's like either her or drugs, essentially.
Yeah, because it came to a point where it's like, you know, everybody, my family knew. That was it. And then, you know, it came to a point where it's just like, I'm lying, I'm still fucked up on drugs, and then everybody's like, doesn't believe me, and I'm just like, fuck you guys, you know? And it was just me the whole time. No one was doing anything wrong with Trevor, you know? My poor fucking ex-girlfriend, dude, she sat in her room for probably 6 months and just cried, wondering where the fuck I was. I was loaded somewhere, you know? And so it's just things that you got to live with too, you know? Like I'm still to this day trying to figure out how and why I got to where I was, you know? Because to hurt the people
that are close to you.
Yeah, that I love, you know?
But they say hurt people.
Yeah. That's what I told everybody. It was like,
yeah.
It's like, dude, if you thought I hurt you, like I hurt myself 10 times over, you know?
Yeah. And,
yeah.
Have you, so you went to rehab, so are you doing like the 12 steps? Like,
no, dude, I just was like,
yeah.
I got to a point where I went to a detox center, and then I went to rehab, and then I was like, I woke up one morning and was like, oh, it's either I die or I just like get a second chance at life. And so like, dude, I literally was just like, I was out that bitch, like with a smile on my face. Like that shit was, I mean, dude, even like coming off of like Oxycontin and Percocets, like it's worse than heroin.
Yeah.
Like the doctors will tell you, especially what I was doing, you know?
I don't think it means you're as fucked up as what you would think.
Yeah,
like
100%.
It's way more. I don't know. I'm not trying to like minimize it.
No,
but I'm not trying to say that it's like, dude, it's so
right.
It's just crazy. Like I
Right.
think it's
because you also
it's very easy to like be very confused and very hurt,
and get
your
yourself
mind is in a twisted fucking state.
Yeah.
And you can get to the point where you're like, I'm fucking done.
Yeah, that's where I got.
You know,
and that's the thing, because you're absolutely right. Because you don't want to like, beat around it, and you don't want to like not give it enough attention as somebody that's like, I get like talking about it or whatever the case might be. But in all reality, it's just like people go through shit every day that you would have no idea. And I used to be one of those people that was just like, that could never be me until literally I fucking blinked and I was there, you know?
Yeah.
And
time's just a weird fucking thing.
Dude, it's crazy.
Like you can lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
And think it's, like you said, you blink and you're just like months of being a fucking drug addict. Yeah. And it's like in your head, it all just blurs together. It's just this one state that you're in.
Yeah. And it's not like I was like doing bad shit either. It's like people like
you were living still.
Yeah, like people associate it with like, if you're like a drug addict, like you must be like robbing people or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, I was a full-time professional motorcycle racer, like podium racing, like fucked off of my mind. And just because I just couldn't cope with how I felt anymore.
Yeah.
And I was suffocating that.
Yeah.
Until I just couldn't do any of it anymore, and then after that, that's like when I obviously knew I like needed help and shit, was when I tried to do that. And, it's just like, it's crazy too, because like you look back on it, and I mean, dude, I've lost so many people too since then. Not even people that were that I, not like a drug dealer or something. I'm talking about people that I've had my whole life, like friends and shit that like knew what I was going through and like didn't even call, didn't even check in and shit. It's like you get a better understanding for life and a very deeper appreciation for the people that you do have and the people that are, unconditionally there.
Yeah. They're through thick and thin.
Yeah. And that's something, there's a lot to be said about that,
Yeah.
I think that's more so the important aspect of all of it. Not an addiction, not a mental health issue. It's just like having people around you. Yeah. I think that's because that can be the saving grace, and you can miss all that fucked up shit over here if you just had these people over here. And if you had, like, what I didn't do was I didn't tell anybody about how I felt.
And that's what I was about to say too, right? So like Steve, like, he's a guy that had no idea,
right?
And if you called him, he would have. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like there probably is a ton of people that didn't know that if they did,
absolutely,
they would have come as well.
100%.
So that's also like a hard thing when you're going through that, is you probably think less people give a fuck than actually do.
Absolutely. And if you just would, pull your head out of your ass, and like it's easier said than done.
No,
but
for
like,
sure.
When you're in that position, it's like you almost want to feel like you don't have anybody, because you just fucking dude, I hated myself.
Well, and it gives you like a justification
100%
of like,
I get to still get loaded.
You
know, and that's the shitty part, is that like if you would have just reached out or something, like if you would have loved yourself enough to reach out and ask for help,
heal, and let yourself get better.
Yeah, and I was just, I've never been that person in my life, and I was more so just so embarrassed as to like what I had become, because when you do that, then these little lies, and then these little lies turn into really big lies, and then you start really fucking hurting people, and that was what initially, I knew I obviously like I said, I was either going to die or I was going to like be here, and so I needed to go get help. And it's just funny because, you do it, and everybody has their own ways of doing it, and like mine was just like writing a lot, or like writing a lot of like poems and shit. That's what I've always liked to write in general. Like I said, me and my best friend like make music and shit. And like even he wrote me, he was like writing me songs and shit when I was in rehab, you know. It's just like there's certain things, there's certain outlets in life that like makes you feel alive, you know. And I've found those again 10 times over, you know. And that's where I'm really, really excited and happy to be here. And I know now what got me to where I was, and I know how to not get to that place and stop it all in general, you know.
Yeah.
And basically not to try and put shame on how you feel as a man, or not to find ways to cope with it other than fucking straight through it.
Yeah.
You know? And
we said it before when we were getting a coffee, you know, like everyone's addicted to something.
Yeah.
You just need to be addicted to the right things.
To the right things. Yeah.
You know,
100%.
And it's a slippery slope. And, you know,
yeah, it is.
You can be addicted to fucking sex. You can be addicted to your phone.
Porn.
You can be addicted to porn,
dude,
bro.
the porn shit's gnarly.
Crazy,
dude. Oh my
bro.
God. That shit's crazy. Like, actually. And it's like horribly sad. I mean, dude, we're talking about like, you know, over half of like divorces because like men are addicted to like what their wives won't do. You know what I mean? It's so sad.
Yeah.
We live in such a fucked up time, dude.
Man, that stuff is like, fuck, we got crazy unlucky. Like it's a fucking, it's a gnarly epidemic, man.
Oh, it's horrible.
The porn thing.
Yeah. And
like,
it's something that's
no one really talks about.
Nobody wants to talk about it.
Everyone thinks it's innocuous.
Yeah.
And not that big a deal. But like, man, we just grew up in the generation where that shit became a thing.
Right.
Like I remember being a kid, being like probably 12, 13, and it was like Playboy mags and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, like your friend's dad had a stash in the shed, dude. And like that's where it was. But then it went from that to fucking internet crazy shit. Yeah. And I know for a fact that it fucked me up for a long time in like relationships and shit.
Absolutely.
As a young man and as a young adult too.
Yeah.
Nowadays, bro, that shit is fucking scary to me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I can personally say I don't watch porn because I know what it would do to, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know, man. And I know people, I know like close friends that are addicted to porn and shit. It's just like gnarly because they got, you know, I don't know, families or whatever, you know, and that's the thing. Like you said, everybody's addicted to something, you know, and it's, I don't know. Some things are better off. I don't know. Well,
I just think it's very, very important to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
And honest in your own life. Yeah. And like really try and pay attention and like really take stock of where you're at, what you're doing, what your habits are, and like trying to have these positive outlets. Yeah. And like, so I talk about therapy, right? Yeah. That's one of the things that like my therapist would say to us is like, what are your outlets? You know, I play guitar, I do jiu-jitsu, I ride motocross, I ride mountain bikes, like, and I need it.
Every bit of that.
I need it. Yeah. That's a non-negotiable. Right. And like that's one of the things I love so much about my wife. Yeah. She gets it.
Right. Right.
I can go do my things, you know, because you need to have these positive things in your life. You need these outlets because there's an energy, there's we all have the capability to like really easily fucking fall into shit that we shouldn't fall into, you know?
100%. And like with that being said, it's like that's how, you know, I think for me it's just like I just want to be the example, I guess, for kids to know that like even when it does get hard, like you still got good people. It's just like, I don't know, don't do what I did, right? You know, and just want to show kids that, you know, it's okay. You know, you can feel a certain way, but like just know that you do have people that care about you and you can talk about it, you know, because I swindled myself into like not believing that I did.
And that it's not and I mean, I know you're like worried about talking about this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a life sentence.
No.
It doesn't make you a bad person.
No.
Like this shit can happen to fucking anybody, bro.
Dude. Yeah.
You know, and it happens easily. It happens quick. And it's like, doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you less of a person. It gives you some crazy fucking life experience that like not a lot of people go through.
For sure.
And it is a lesson, you know, to like really be careful.
Yeah.
But I mean, doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't make you a bad person for the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah, you know, that's how I feel. You know, now it's just like, you know, being past it now. It's just like, I never would have thought that I'd be here now. You know, like I got to a point, like I said, where I just and so it's crazy to think that shit could get that sideways. You know, all on your own too. No one forced this shit on me.
Yeah, I mean, bro, like when you look on paper, it's like good looking dude.
It's all good.
Model / professional motocross rider. Like there's fucking great shit that goes on, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing too. Like you can really never judge a book by its cover.
No.
You can never look at a guy and be like, man, Trevor Stewart's the fucking man. He's so talented. Model.
Just like hated myself.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it sucks, man. It sucks to feel that way because I love my life. I love myself, you know. And I think the most important thing, like I was saying, is like how did you end up here, and like what really led you here, and really dissecting that and spending a lot of time in your own shit.
Yeah.
You know, because I never want to go back to that place, and I won't, you know, because I do like fucking therapy with myself, dude. I sit in a fucking room in the dark and like just really, really dissect every piece of information in my head that got me to where I was, you know, and I think that's you know, really important to just not go back to that place. So yeah, man, and just having like really good outlets and shit, and like I mean, dude, now all I care about is like racing a motorcycle and riding a motorcycle again, and which is like really cool because I lost that for quite some time. Like I'd be out at the dirt bike track and I just wouldn't. I'm not even there. Yeah. You know, I'm there, but I'm not. Yeah. You know, and so it's just so nice to be able to like feel that in my heart and know that like I'm good and like I'm excited to ride and race and shit. Like I'm still can't wait to go race this weekend, you know. Yeah. I'm really excited to do like the whole like I'm that guy on the e-bike. You know what I mean? I can't wait. I'm going to hopefully piss some people off. That's what I want to do. I want the fucking forum pages of every dude in Kentucky or wherever they are that always talk shit on me. I want to hear it this weekend or whatever. Whenever, please. That's my favorite shit, dude. I love that shit. I live for it, dude. Trevor Stewart Vital MX forum pages are awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah, those are good.
There's a couple good Gypsy Tales ones on there.
Oh, I'm sure there is, dude. You're an idiot, dude. You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's the best. What was rehab like? Is it weird?
Yeah, I mean, it depends, I guess, right? Like, it's not like I'd ever been before.
Yeah, true. You got nothing to compare it to.
Yeah. I was also in an
outpatient.
Yeah, but like I would still be there, and I could still have a room, but I could like bounce. It was like it's strange for sure, and it's definitely very, I guess clouded, like clouded judgment. I don't know, man. Just like the whole withdrawal, like coming off.
Yeah. So how was that process?
Oh boy, horrible. Like I literally would rather like you fucking break both my arms, just like than how you feel. Literally, like every like thing in your body, like just far as like, you know, chills, body aches, sweats, you know, sneezing, like, dude, like feel like your back's broken. All of it's just hitting you at once, like, and I just sat on the floor, dude. Just sat on the floor, just hardwood floor, dude. Just was like, fucking kill me, dude. This sucks. It lasted like 6 days, dude.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I slept probably like 4 hours in 6 days. It was like that bad.
No way.
Yeah. It was so bad, dude. Like I was so fucking delirious, like, and just, you know, but all I could think about is just like, I just want my life back.
And were you doing that while you were in the rehab center?
What's up?
Like the detoxing?
Yeah.
Because it can be dangerous.
Yeah, but it's only dangerous for if you're on like benzos, which is like, you know, like Xanax,
Valiums and shit.
And alcohol. Those are the only two things that when you withdraw that it could kill you.
No shit.
Yeah. So I thought the whole time, I was like, fuck it, I'm not on benzos, you know.
Real.
So benzos and alcohol are the two things that can kill you if you're withdrawing.
So dude, I know a guy. So this is a fucking another version, right, of this, right? So I know a guy. He did the podcast. I should send you the link. He's a jiu-jitsu dude, and he was pretty much like the Troy Adamitis of jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Like just started making these like crazy documentaries, like back in the early 2000s, Stuart Cooper films, right?
It's hard.
Fucking iconic, bro.
Yeah.
And he's a black belt himself, like just a beast, dude.
No shit.
And so I can't remember. I think I did the podcast with him in like 2019, so my memory's gonna be a bit foggy on it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he just randomly started getting like crazy anxiety. And bro, he's a fucking good-looking dude,
right?
Jacked, like amazing at jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
And then started making these films, blew up, fucking lived off jiu-jitsu,
right?
Living the dream, traveling all over the world. And he started getting like mad anxiety. And so he got prescribed Valium. And so he just slowly got on Valium and then slowly got addicted to Valium and just lived for years on benzos, man. And he almost died by trying to fucking come off from cold turkey.
Yeah.
But yeah, same deal. Went to and bro, if you met this guy, you would never in a fucking million years think that this guy was one time or another could have had the label drug addict associated with him.
Right.
You know?
Isn't that crazy how that works?
And now, I mean, the guy's fucking a mate, like just back on, life's back, life's good.
Right.
But yeah, he had like some crazy withdrawals from benzos, dude.
So gnarly, dude.
But I thought it was the same with opiates.
Yeah, so did I, but if I know correctly or...
No. I mean, I take your word for it.
I know, I think. Fuck if I know, dude. Stuart Cooper.
No, Stuart Cooper Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go, BJJ. Look at this dude, bro. Look at this guy and tell me that he was a full drug addict.
Yeah, that guy looks like a fucking animal.
Dude. Yeah, he is, bro.
Christ.
Like, he's just an absolute legend of a dude. That's Nicky Rod,
bro.
But yeah, so
dude.
It can that's just more evidence, bro, that it can just literally happen to anyone.
Yeah, you know, and that's the whole thing, bro. I mean, so did he fight MMA too, or just jiu-jitsu?
Nah, jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Gotcha. Dude, I was talking to, you know Peyton Talbot?
Oh, I know
the UFC
that
fighter?
name. Yeah.
That new UFC fighter that, like, he's like the light-skinned kid with the curl.
Can you look him
hair.
up, Peyton Talbot?
He's a fucking animal, dude. But I was telling him I was like, dude, you got to do a podcast.
Sick.
Yeah, he was like, yeah. He's an
yeah.
animal, dude. He's such a scary motherfucker.
Where's he from?
Reno.
No shit.
Yeah, and he's in Mexico right now training.
Oh, they got the new PI down there.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. UFC has like a big fucking performance institute down there.
Yeah, he was telling me, he didn't tell me much, but they're filming something. He's doing something. I mean, dude, he's going to be like the one that fights like Sean O'Malley in like 6 months to a year. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's on like a crazy fucking uphill trajectory right now. Yeah, and he's sick, dude. He loves riding dirt bikes and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Can you follow him on Instagram for me, Brains? Yeah, so then 6 days, you just were going through it. And then what's it like on the other side of that?
Slowly but surely, like
the fog lifts.
Yeah. Like, dude, one day, I mean, not one day, but, you know, after all that, like, I went outside and I could, like, smell the trees and shit, you know? And, like, I felt like it was, like, there was, like, a cold, like, wind that morning, and I, like, felt it and, like, got the chills. And it was a different kind of chills. It wasn't the chills from withdrawing. It was, like, a good kind. And, yeah, man, I swear I could, like, smell could smell the trees again. And, like, just everything was it felt like everything was like in HDR, you know? I was like, whoa, like, yeah. And I've like felt alive again, you know? Cause I mean, dude, like, it's funny cause you don't know until I guess like nobody would know. Right. But like, dude, I would look at myself in the mirror and be like, dude, I look like I'm dead. Like just so depleted all the time. And just like, gnarly, you know? And so, yeah, man, just have just a lot of gratitude for life again, and just like really, really lucky that I'm still here, you know? And I'll never take that for granted ever again. And yeah, just, I don't know, man, just a different appreciation, a different skill set of like, you know, just hard work and dedication. And it's funny how all this shit works, because ever since I've like gotten out and I've just done the right things and shit, like shit has gotten so good for me, and like truly mean that, and like couldn't be any more excited for the future, you know? And so it's just like, it was like kind of like, it's almost like it's like hung over you the whole time. It's just like, dude, if you just do the right thing, it'll all get okay. It'll all be okay, you know? Yeah. And so that's how it feels, which is funny, because yeah, man, just when you get past all of it, you know, you're just like, I guess you just see it all for what it is. And, you know, I mean, you just spend so much time thinking that you're fucked. Like, it's, you know, I mean, I tried to quit multiple times. Tried to quit probably 10 times. Yeah. And that's why I'd gotten to where I was. I was just like, you know, I don't want to hurt these people anymore. These are my
and you feel like, well, I can't quit. Yeah. Like, I obviously can't get off this shit. Yeah. Like, it's just time to dip.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah. And I was just tired of hurting my family and the people around me. And so I was just like, you know what? Just get out of here. Yeah. And it's very strange for me to even like think about or talk about now, just because it's like,
it feels like a different person probably.
I was, you know, yes, I lost my way very bad in life, but I was a very hollowed out shell of who I had once been, you know? And that's what I hated the most, was that like I just wasn't who I was anymore. Yeah. And I still had to act like I was that person around people that
didn't know.
Yeah, and didn't know, and that loved me and cared about me. And so yeah, I always have like, dude, I mean, you just feel like you're fucking crazy, bro. I mean, I just would like, I felt nuts all the time, and you know, and then you'd have to lie about what you're doing and where you're at, and then all that shit just turns into one bigger lie. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm so far. I mean, that's how it all, you know, gets to where you go. And, you know, just because I had never been that guy. So all of a sudden, you know, it's like 2 years into this shit, and I'm like, I'm this guy now, and I hate myself, and I just don't want to be around for this shit no more. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this to people, you know? But it's funny because I'd also learned, like, I've always been a very big people pleaser my whole life. Do anything to make somebody laugh. I still do that, but like, you can pick that shit apart. But like, if you're like a people pleaser, it's different than like just liking people around you and making them laugh because you love them, you know? Yeah. The people pleaser part of me, I feel as if got me to where I was too, you know? So just a lot of learning who you really are, you know, and dissecting that, and just knowing that, you know, at the end of the day, my biggest thing is that the only thing that really matters, is you being with your own thoughts. That's the only thing that you can't tune out in life. You can tune out everything else, but if you can't live with who you are and be genuinely happy about that, then, you know, then there's something wrong.
Well, man, the thing about that, I mean, you're so right. And it's like, I'd always have this thing in my head, especially, obviously like this has a level of success where like it's changed, right? Mm-hmm. So obviously there's fucking levels to everything. Yeah. But from when I started this to now, right, it's different. Mm-hmm. Guess what? I'm still me. Right. And the voice in my head is the same motherfucker. Yeah. You know, and it's like, I've made more money than I'm at a point, like, I was fucking broke. Like, I had $3,000 in my account when I started this shit. Right. You know, and it's like, you get nice things. You go to nice places. Yeah. You fucking sit on a business class flight. Right. You get cool watches. You get like, you're still you. Yeah. you know, and it's like that. If you can really, really, really believe and really understand that the things that, like, it's not about things, it's not about experience, it's not like you are just you the whole time. And the most important relationship that you can have is just like when you're driving, fucking 2-hour drive to the track, dude. Like, what's the quality of thoughts that are going through your head? What's the relationship that you have with that person?
Right.
And understanding too that that's just a story.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, it's just a story that you're telling yourself in those moments. And it's like not that you like have control over it as such, but like you really can learn to pay attention to what that voice is saying. And to like, is this serving me in the way that, like, am I being the person I want to be? Is the way that I'm talking to myself serving me right now? Like, do I need to check myself? Do I really need to like look at what this fucking person is saying? Right. And there's that. And then there's also this thing where it's like, I had this conversation last week. Literally, I had this conversation with Steve the other day, you know, like I'm like ranting and carrying on. I just need this. And like, I haven't got my fucking car. I need to get this car. And it's like, okay, yep, you're doing the thing. Right. Where you're putting your happiness somewhere other than where your fucking feet are right now. Right, it's like, here. You need to change this conversation to a conversation that is way more about being grateful for the things that you have in your life right now and like who you are right now, you know?
100%, man. And that's the beauty of all this shit too, is that like you get to actually dictate like who you are every day and how it all works, you know? Like that's the best part about it. Like, and that's the part that I lost for so long, you know, and that's what...
you just get lost in the story of like who you are. 100%. And the story just gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
And that's the whole thing about it, man, is that there's, you know, people probably think about that, like, you know, what I say about, you know, trying to take your own life or something, but there's something about that like, you know, just kind of maybe needed that to live again.
For sure.
You know? Like, then that's how I live with myself every day, you know, but I'll have more love for myself now than I ever have, you know, and just like you said, and like we were both saying, you know, just the sport is so crippled by shit like that nobody wants to talk about, you know?
Yeah, bro.
And so
there's so many dudes, even like on the professional level, that are still out there right now that have battled that shit, gone dark over that shit.
Right. And that's like the whole thing, man. It's just like, you know, people would appreciate it more if you were just human about it, you know? And so that's what, you know, I'm just trying to be a fucking normal guy, dude. Just because I am. It's who I am. It's who I've always been. And I've always been somebody that wants to help, too. So, like, you know, I guess that's the silver lining, the good part about it, is that, you know, just don't do what Trevor did. You know?
What are you still like, I guess, how would you say your recovery is at the moment?
Like 2.5 months, just clean. It's cold turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit's actually pretty fucking easy once you get past the initial part.
Yeah.
But when you're so far gone and you so like to that point, like it's actually not that hard anymore. Like sure, like the withdrawal parts suck, but like when you fuck up your life that bad, like you know that like you don't want to touch nothing, none of that shit no more. Even though it's like what got you there in the first place was like injuries and like, you know, I mean, dude, the U.S. is so fucked up. Like somebody needs to go to jail for a long time for what they've done with the opioid epidemic, you know. It's one of the leading, you know, causes in the U.S. every year.
Literally.
Yeah, it's just from people being just fucked up like I was, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, never would have thought that I would even be in that boat ever, you know. And then you're fucking, you know, then you're 6 feet deep in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I think just like we were talking about, just like having just healthy outlets in life and shit has helped me a lot too, you know?
Yeah.
Like just enjoying, I really enjoy like just everyday life shit too. I'm always so like pinned all the time,
Yeah.
dude. You know, like do a full day of riding at Glen Helen or testing or whatever, and then I'm just straight out to, you know, maybe grab a shower and then like pin it out to work from like 3 till midnight or some shit, doing a job or doing a music video or doing a photo shoot or whatever the case it might be, you know. But like I've realized like that's how I need it to be, or else I fucked off. You know. And so it's good, man, because it just has opened up more opportunities for me to just like work harder, just be better than everybody else. That's what keeps me going, you know. I think you know, I mean, bro, I want to be the next fucking Steve McQueen. You know, I think there's a hole for it, and I think I could do it. And I tell myself I can, so I must be crazy enough to, you know, believe it. And that's my focus is now, you know, and just doing shit that I think is cool, and like just that's all I care about. And ride a motorcycle. Yeah. Nothing else can get in my way of that. And it's actually a pretty dangerous like thing to be, you know, because yeah, man, just even like first day on like the dirt bike, but in actually feeling like a human being again. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, I still can do this. I still can go real fast.
And especially just the fucking feeling of that you would get riding a bike compared to me would be just insane. Like seriously though, you know, just that. The level of talent. Yeah, and,
thank you, bro.
And the way that, like, the things that you can do, like, it's so special. Yeah, thank you, just man. You can't lose sight of that. You know, it's not something to, it's just not something to, like, undersell. That you've just got a thing that, like, not many people can do. Yeah. And it's, like, worthwhile.
It's very
fucking living that out, bro.
Yeah, 100%, man. I will do anything to stand up around a fucking turn at Glen Helen as fast as a motorcycle can go. That's just what I live for, man, you know, and just like, that'll just always be me, you know, and that's all I really know. That's all my family knows. It's like what me and my dad love, like, you know, without motorcycles, I mean, granted, me and my dad are like best friends, but like, dude, this is our shit, dude. And not only that, my dad put every fucking dollar he ever had into me to do this shit. So I would be doing him a disservice to not be where I am right now and to go fucking win this weekend and then go to Arena Cross and go fucking take out everybody and go win that shit too. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I love this shit, and I love that I get to spend so much time with my family and like my friends and just good people, you know, and, yeah, like I'd be doing a disservice to anybody, myself and everybody around me, if I didn't do what made me the most happy in life, you know? Yeah. And that's...
Nah, for sure, dude. And I would say too, just like, obviously I've never been through what you've been through, but I would say just like keep taking the recovery part of it serious. Just from the friends that I have that have like been through what you've gone through, like Jason Ellis was just in here the other day. Yeah. And he's been through it big time, and I think he's a year sober. Nice. And he's got a sponsor, and like I'm pretty sure that you could call him and, you know, like have people to talk to. I would just say, like, just keep taking that side of shit serious. You know? Like you don't have to go through that shit alone.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing, man, is that like I've definitely had I've had my own way through it, but it's been like a, you know, nobody would ever know how much like I put myself through to like be here, right? And like even still in the recovery process, and it's like that never goes away, dude. It's a fucking disease for the rest of my life. Yeah. But it's up to me to navigate that. And like you said, having good people around you that have been through the same scenario. I haven't been in a point yet where I feel like I have needed to reach out to somebody, but I know there will be a point where I will need to, you know? Yeah. And so for me, that's like, you know, dude, I mean, the way I look at it is, I know, you know, for the next hour that I'm not going to be on drugs. And at the top of the hour, I reassess and go about my day. And I do the same thing. Yeah. That's usually how I go about it. And it's not like I'm not like always wanting to be on drugs or nothing. Like, but just to keep a conscience clean and like think about it.
Yeah. Because I think, it's just a process.
Yeah. It's all it is, man. It's a process, and like I said, life is a bunch of little decisions you make every day, and it's a process over and over. And yeah, man, I just want to be on the winning side of history
Yeah.
of this shit, and with myself and with what I've built. And I know it hasn't even started yet. So it's just like, I need to be the best person I can be to really do what I want to do in life and accomplish the things that I think are tangible.
Yeah.
In you know, in arm's length.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I just gotta just be the person that I know I can be.
Yeah.
And have some humility in life, and you know, love your fucking neighbor, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just don't fuck her though.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, dude, thanks for sharing all this, eh?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It honestly can't be easy.
No, it's not easy, man. It's something that I live with every day too. A lot of just regret and shit, you know. I feel like I wasted a lot of time in my life, but it's funny how it works, right? Because I feel like I've wasted a lot of time, but I feel like now I'm on fucking 10x. I'm a 10x a human being that I used to be too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm make up for all that shit, you know?
Oh, and bro, the other thing as well, I don't think that my brain was even this version of my brain until I was like 28.
Right.
Like, you're still so young in this shit,
Yeah.
and you're still... Like, you'll change over the next couple of years, and I really think that, like, and this is how I kind of like tried to look at it anyway. I was like, man, I just want to feel like I've kind of got shit dialed by 30.
Yeah.
Like, fuck the 20s.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah.
whatever happened in my 20s
Right.
was just me big, not even a fully formed brain yet.
Right.
Like, science tells you that your brain is not developed until 27, 28. And you can feel a shift. Like, I could literally feel a shift.
For sure.
To where it's like, I started to feel like the person I am today.
Right.
At like 27, 28, 29.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, there's also something to that. I don't think people say that enough.
They don't.
To be like, hey, bro.
They don't.
It's all
you
good.
You could still keep fucking up and making those same stupid decisions or whatever. But like, it's true. Like, you're not.
Just keep learning and keep grinding, and like,
man.
aim to be pretty fucking dialed at 28.
Yeah.
Because that's like
two more years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, stay on the path.
Yeah.
You know, and just like aim for that, and
Yeah.
just have confidence that like the fucking all the shit that's like in your brain is like actually gonna
like morph
set
together.
and mold and more, you know. But
Yeah.
that's like actually what goes on.
That's what happens.
Have
though.
some trust in that.
Yeah.
And like
dude.
and shoot for that.
Yeah, man.
You know, because that's it's a real thing.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. And I know that's how I feel too. I mean, I feel like I have a million things going on in my head all the time, but like good things, you know, but like I can never quite get them to like do the thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'll just like think of something. I'll be like, oh wait, like I had that idea like fucking 5 months ago, you know, or whatever the case might be, you know? And even like, dude, like photo shoots and shit. Like, dude, in the next 2 weeks, I have like 9 days. In the next 14 days, I've got 9 days of like shoots to do, which is great.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, man. But I also have to find time to hit a fucking set of whoops.
Yeah.
To go up to Arena Cross and shit on everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I don't do that, I'm not going to shit on everybody. I'm going to get shit on.
That's awesome. Well, dude, thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah, brother. Thank you,
I'm
man.
glad we made it happen.
Me too,
I'm
bro.
glad we made it happen when we did.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything does happen for a reason. So
Sure does,
appreciate
man.
it.
You
Good luck.
don't know what you don't know.
Good luck this weekend. I'll be out there tomorrow. I'm going to sling the 450 up and down the hill.
Fuck yeah.
And I can't wait to watch you ride the Stark there tomorrow.
Dude, me neither. I think I want to wear a thong, too. Fuck it. Kidding.
Trevor Stewart, everybody.
Right on.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.